5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live! Hello all, welcome back to the INVICTUS stream! My name as always is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with the one, the only Mr. Justin Thomas J! That's right, tonight I want drama. Why? Because clapping is overused on the INVICTUS stream. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. How are you all doing? How are you doing, Justin?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just
Yeah, me too. Jack Blacking all over the place. That's right. It's 8 o'clock on a Wednesday. That means you're here with the INVICTUS stream. We stream role-playing games every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock, and tonight we are here with a sexy one-shot scenario, basically from Fan Expo, which we're going to talk about how this came to be in a second. But first and foremost, Justin, how are you doing? I just want to hear from you.
Well, let me tell you how I'm doing. The move was a success.
Yeah?
Well, I was here last week, rather.
Still?
So you guys have seen me in my booth. Yeah, I'm getting set up. I'm doing a bunch of renovations. If you were to see the room just to that way.
Just turn the camera and put it on see-through wall mode.
I forget which button that is. Is that Control R?
You just touch yourself.
Control
I just
S?
touch myself. That's how I do it.
Oh, really? That's how you do it? You just
I'm so glad that you're set up, and I'm so glad that you're back near me. I miss you so much. You're coming over for dinner tomorrow night.
I'm coming over for dinner. What are we gonna make, Chef?
We're gonna make a whole roast chicken and some sweet potato mash and some green beans. And my boy's
like
gonna be there. It's good.
90s
That's the best.
kids
Yeah,
commercial.
the 90s chicken commercial. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is of course an 18+ show. If you're not comfortable with no words such as pee-pee and poo-poo and vagina and I don't know, sphincter,
Shit fucker.
shit fucker. That's the first time a real swear word's come on. Then you do not have to watch tonight. You can go ahead, you can minimize the window. You can fully exit if you want, but before you do either of those, you make sure to like the video. You give it a big old thumbs up. Because it makes us feel better. It makes Justin actually do the thumbs up. He gets his thumbs back.
Yeah. But don't just see, the thing is, don't just do this at the screen. It doesn't work like that. Like there's an actual button on YouTube.
Yeah.
If you follow my finger down, whichever way, one of my fingers will lead to it.
One of these fingers. But make sure you like it. We do this every Wednesday night, and we do role-playing games. Sorry, this is a bit distracting because we're meant to be joined by Joe tonight, who is unfortunately having some tech problems. So she's going to be joining us late. But that's okay because there's so much to talk about. We're going to talk about it really quick as not to bore you guys. But if you're watching this, make sure you join the Facebook group. The Facebook group is where all the people get together and they hang out and they have such a great time. The Facebook group is the place where, additionally, if you are part of it, you get to join, you get to throw in your hat for something called the Most Valuable Post. And the Most Valuable Post is the post of the week that we distinguish amongst the rest. It's the post of the week that we say, hey, you got it going on, you get a little bit of XP, and you can spend XP in our games. In fact, tonight is a great game to be spending XP in. Tonight's game is a game that was introduced to me by a very good friend, Mr. Rob Leopold, and it is called World of Dungeon. I don't know if that's backwards.
Dungeons of Worlds?
No, I meant I don't know if the picture. But it is. This is what we're playing tonight. It's a great game to give XP. If you give XP, you're going to get another die. You're going to change the way the game is played. You can add some environmental effects. Whatever you want. Let's just do it. Let's have some dungeon crawling fun. And that's right. We're using a system tonight. And oh my God, this beer will not stop foaming. Yeah.
I like that head.
I don't like that either. I think you left it in my
You
fridge.
don't like it? What beer is that? Is it not tasty?
Hefe.
What is
Leffy?
Heffa.
Tastes like vanilla and cloves. Yo, doesn't want that in a beer? Anyway, World of Dungeons is what we're playing tonight. This, let me think of the easiest way to go about this. So 2 weekends ago, you know that we went to Fan Expo, and it was a fantastic time. We met with Carly McDonald, Jason Smythe, and a bunch of new and old fans alike. It was awesome. In the games room, they had sort of a gauntlet of games, 1 hour games. Chris and I and Chris's brother sat down and we played a game called Puppet Land, Puppet Town Puppet.
Yes.
Let's say Puppet Land. which I really liked. It was a very cute game. And then we also sat down with my friend Rob Leopold, and we played a game called World of Dungeons. And in it, he ran a scenario called Temple of the Moon Priests. That's right. And I thought this week would be really fun to riff on that and run that game. So that is what we're running for you here tonight on the INVICTUS stream. So this is sort of co-written by Rob Leopold. It's also written by Will Doyle and Stacey Allen. It is a game that was sent as part of a one-page dungeon sort of contest. And what it is, and I'm going to show it all when it's done, it's one page with these beautifully illustrated drawings and these little text bubbles sort of navigating what's going on. It's a lot of fantastic stuff sort of to look at. Sorry, I need to invite Jo to this, and I realized I hadn't done that. If she doesn't,
oh, is her internet working?
Nope, she's still 11th in queue. But I figured I should do that in case she does join and we're not mid-game. But basically, they submitted all these one-page dungeons, and this one won 2017's contest. So this is the winner of the one-page dungeon, and it is awesome. All the information you need to know is on this page, and I'm going to share it with you guys after. So thank you, Will and Stacey, for giving us such a cool adventure. I'm also throwing it into a little bit of the Invictus lore, so you get to experience that. But Queen City Conquest was this past weekend. That's right. Jo and I drove down to Buffalo, and we met with not one, not two, not three, but 7, if I'm counting correctly, broodlings, and it was fucking amazing. It was probably one of the coolest experiences that we've ever had. Justin, you were not there.
I was not there, but it was one of the coolest experiences for me too.
You were there in spirit.
Just in spirit.
In spirit alone. The convention itself was awesome. I met a ton of great people. Look at all these business cards. We got the Gauntlet. I don't know what that is. We got Dungeon Cast. Oh yeah, that's right. He made cool dungeons. Legacy of Mages. I don't know what that is. Mike's custom dice tray. I bought 2 dice tray. One for Jo, one for myself. This is Joe's.
Oh,
how cool is that?
You roll in that tray, or do you just put your dice there?
You just put your dice. It's a storing dice tray. No, but he makes these. Mike, awesome dude, and we got a set of free dice with that. And then crafting XP. I don't know what that is either. But those are all the people that I met. There were a lot of them. And when we met the broodlings, you want to see some of these gifts, Justin? Check this out. Okay, first and foremost, check out what?
Oh, my internet stopped there for a second. Let's see.
Oh,
all right,
no.
I want to see these gifts.
Check out this first and foremost. These are the dice that Michael and Brianna got me and Jo. Check these out.
Whoa!
They're
those
like
are beautiful. They're like ribbed. Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, they're like in theme. They're like wizard dice. I think that's what they're called. And this, look at this one's my favorite. It's like a little
teardrop.
It reminds me of Rick and Morty when he's like, shove it up your ass. He's like, shove this bead right up your ass, Morty. That's not his accent. And then there's little potions. So they got us these, which are freaking amazing. Right? Chris Sparks got me this. Boo. Check this out.
Wow.
A D60.
Beautiful.
I don't know what I'd use it for. Yeah, I don't. I realize that. I
thought it was for when you need more than a 20 and less than a 100. By exactly 40. It's like right in the middle of 20 and 100. Right. It's actually, there's a market for it.
There's a market for the... Well, they're obviously, because I got one up. And they're awesome. And it matches my other set perfectly. I already showed you my dice tray. Michael and Brianna also made us each little Lego minifigures. One for Justin, one for Chris, one for Alex, one for me, one for Jo. However, Jo left them in her bag. And I don't
so she would be showing them on stream right now.
She would be showing them if she were here, but she's not. So let's talk about it.
Maybe when she logs in, it'll just be like a Lego Jo.
That's right, just a Lego version. Yeah, they were so awesome. And I also...
Thank you so much, guys.
This I bought, by the way, but it was really cool. A friend, Daniel Kwan, makes this game, Zany Zoos. Awesome, cool RPG that we're going to play. It's sort of like Madagascar, the RPG. And finally... I think that's finally. I might have forgotten other things. But Drew Paul ended up getting me this.
Oh, yeah. I saw the video.
How cute is that?
That is amazing.
I'm going to give it to Henry
tomorrow. Henry's little Cthulhu.
Henry's little Cthulhu doll. So thank you guys
My
so
little
much.
Cthulhu,
It was so cool. We got to run a game with you guys. We got to run End of the World, which one day we will recall. In fact, actually, if you were in that game, one of the 6 or 7 of you, someone should transcribe the game because everyone was involved. We had Bjorn, we had you, we had me, we even had Michael and David and Alex. We had like all the oldies. And we rented this beautiful chalet, and zombies broke out. So you can see who lived and who died. You guys should do that. You should delve it or whatever, type it up. But that is what we got from them. So awesome. Thank you so much. And playing Call of Cthulhu with these guys was just a fucking 10. And then afterwards we went to a bar and had some drinks, and it was amazing. So thank you so much. If you came out to Buffalo, you are amazing. And make sure you come next year or the next time we do a little convention. I know Justin's going to be there.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Justin's
Only
so
I could
cute.
have been there this time.
I know, you were
Why am I
so
cute,
ready
Harlan?
to go.
Tell the
Because
people why I'm cute.
Why don't you tell a story about how you almost thought you were coming?
Oh my god. So I forgot that I had a wedding that day, and basically Harlan was like going over plans for the expo, and I'd told them before that I couldn't go, but then for some reason I just forgot this wedding had just slipped out of my mind, and then one day I was just like, oh wait, yeah, no, I actually can go. And then Harlan got excited, then Joe got excited, and she literally sent me a message and was like, oh my god, I'm so stoked for this, can we tell the community? And I was just replying, yeah, go for it, when I remembered the wedding. So I wasn't able. Does that sound? You can just do that now. Oh wait, wrong one. There it is.
I did the same thing. So yeah, it was so close. But next year, I want all the broodlings out. I think we just need to get everyone together because it was so good. And Drew Paul, special shout out to Drew, because during Call of Cthulhu, gonna get serious for a second. During Call of Cthulhu, Drew ducked out. He had to answer a phone call. When he came back, he was a bit off, and but he went right back into his character and he played the rest of the game. And it wasn't until later that night at the tap house when we were having some drinks that he told everybody that his dad had a heart attack. And we were like, Jesus, like, I was like, why did you come back to the game? Like, why did you leave? He's like, oh, I needed to wait for an airplane anyway. I didn't want to think about it. And we're like, oh yeah. And then he ended up leaving, and we hugged him goodbye. And to me, that was such a weird crystallizing moment for I guess role playing in general, and how it can be something that really makes you step out of yourself when you need to. It's sort of like a coping mechanism in certain ways. And I'm happy to report that Drew's dad is doing fine. Drew's such a sweetheart. He was saying, I was like, let us know, and he's like, okay, I've landed now. Dad's still out. He's like, I'm just reading him Conan the Barbarian stories and things like that. So awesome job, Drew. Now that I think about it, actually, he said he didn't want to. He said it was fine to share, but he said he didn't want his family to. Maybe to delete that. Maybe I shouldn't say that. I don't know. No one watches this. I think we're fine. His name was Brooke Hall. Anyway, so thank you everybody who came out. End of story. As I was mentioning an hour ago, MVP is something we give to the Facebook group person who sort of ends up being the most awesome during the week. This week, we are going to give it to the one, the only, drumroll,
Who's gonna be
Christopher Alwyn.
Christopher Alwyn Riothamus.
Tell them why they won, Justin.
Well, it was definitely a tough call, and earlier this week, Jal Watson posted a really great message about, he was diagnosed with ADHD, but he's viewing that as a great thing. And I also want to award the XP to Jal Watson, but the XP as well is going to be going to, Christophorus Alwyn Riothamus for building that amazing table.
So cool.
Yeah, and it was like a modified DIY project. It looks absolutely fantastic. There's a TV in the middle of it, And I haven't watched the full video yet, but absolutely amazing. So congratulations, Giles Watson, for being able to move forward in your life. And also congratulations to Christophorus for building an amazing table.
We love DIY stuff here on the Invictus stream. You helped Chris do his flooring and build a horseshoe pit.
Yes, and other things.
Amongst
I built a
other
windmill
things.
for him the other day.
Did you now?
Yeah, a whole windmill.
But does it mill real wind?
Just fake wind. Like you have to put a fan in front of it.
You know, it's people like you that are ruining the windmill farm. Anyway, that's right. So well done, guys. Fantastic job. Finally, before we jump into this game, giving Joe as much time as possible, I want to say that we are proud to announce that we are starting our run up to Extra Life 2018. That's right. Starting today, you can donate to us in the link in the description of this video. Ooh. Extra Life is a charity that works with Children's Miracle Network of hospitals and sick kids that gives money to them. That's a weird way of going about that. But basically what it is, it will culminate in a 24-hour live stream on November 4th. I'm 90% sure. It was 4th last year, and I think now it's stuck in my head. Can you check and see if the 4th is a Saturday, Justin?
For what's it called again?
November 4th, Extra Life. A 24-hour live stream where I will be up at midnight and be streaming until midnight the next day. Last year, I did a bunch of horror games. I did shitty Wolfenstein and then stopped it. We did a live round the table game. We played some Left 4 Dead co-op. We did some Stardew Valley. This year, not only is it going to be awesome because Joe's going to be joining me for the entire thing, we're going to be doing some Stardew co-op, but Justin is now local, so you're going to get to join it a lot more. You only got to join the beginning last time. I think we should still do that though. That was like the best.
Yeah, just like 3-4 hours of. Well, how many hours was it? Was it 4?
It was like 4. I'm thinking you should join me for like the beginning. Just you can stay in bed at home via Skype if you want, be comfy, and then sleep, and then come later in the day and help out with all that kind of stuff. Or you can do the whole 24 hours with me. I don't know yet. It's gonna be wacky, but I'm so excited. 24-hour live stream non-stop right here on the Invictus stream. We did it last year. The Webbers joined us for the entire thing. I had a ton of the people we met in Buffalo were there for almost the majority of it, even though I think Rin said that she was secretly napping. Oh no, Michael said that Brianna was secretly napping, so she wasn't there for the whole thing. But it was so awesome, and I'm so excited for this year. So if you have the means, please donate to us today. Again, it's for a great cause. Last year we raised over $5,000. And this year, I'm happy to report that all of the unlocks that we have are still coming. We've decided that Made the RPG, the musical RPG, we're going to be rolling them in to the 24-hour live stream when we're tired and drunk. That's right. I think Made's going to be around the table.
Made is going to be around the table in costume?
Yeah.
Was that part of the deal?
That's part of the deal.
Can we be in costume?
Yes, we have to be in costume.
Good. It's November 3rd, by the way.
November 3rd. I really should put that in my head. So, November 3rd, 2018. Perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, please donate to Extra Life. We're going to be pumping it a lot more, but I wanted to mention it now because September has started, and last week I was dead tired. This week, I am rip-roaring ready to do some dungeon diving action. What about you, Justin?
Hey-oh, let's do this! Any word from Joe, the Joe Meister?
Last time she texted me, she said she was 6th in queue.
6th in queue. Okay, well, let's do a drum roll until Joe gets here. No. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to grab a glass of wine, and then I'm ready to start.
I'll talk to the stream some more. It's not like they haven't heard from me enough. I will mention nothing else. I got through everything I need to talk about super quick. Listen to this fucking guy. What a goofball. The conventions were fantastic. Meeting the fans was fantastic. So great. So please, try to make it out to another convention. I think we're going to have to be doing a lot more of these now that we have the means with Patreon. I hope you guys continue supporting us. That makes it a lot easier to do these types of things, and it makes me feel really happy at night for no other reason. Will there be special guests? One special guest we miss oh so much, Dungeon Master. Maybe. Who is the Dungeon Master? Who is the special guest that you miss so much? I don't know. David? In queue, yeah, she's like waiting for. She's trying to call her thing. HalCon next month. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. My surgery, by the way, for those asking in chat, I'm having my gallbladder removed, and I'm having it removed Tuesday. This Tuesday. So we'll find out what happens Wednesday. It should be fun. We're gonna have such a great time, and I think I won't die. I think I have a 50-50 shot. I could have been talking about the rules. World of Dungeon is the game we're going to be playing. World of Dungeons. Ooh. I don't know if that's forward. This is a great, fantastic, old school RPG. I think it's got some sort of rule system that I don't really know. Ozio wants Michael. Not probably happening. But who knows? Ask him. Names. There's lots of names in here. There are some fantastic ways to level up your character. There are equipment lists here. Basically, everything you need is in this one little packet that you can find pretty easily online. So I'm excited to run this tonight because Chris and I sat down with Rob and ran it. And unfortunately, if Joe was here at the beginning, it would have been so much smoother. But we're not going to beat ourselves up. Justin's back. I think we're just about ready to roll these credits. What do you think, bud?
I'm
gonna say that's yes. Oh, he's not listening to me. What do you say, bud? Are we ready to roll these credits?
Oh, I'm ready to roll the credits.
Are you ready to roll? Are you ready to rock and roll? Can I just say, I was trying to emulate that wrestler guy, but it ended up sounding like that big dude from the Muppets that they keep leaving behind. Don't go anywhere. Doesn't it? Hey, come back, guys!
I'm trying to put a face to that voice. What's that Muppet's name?
Oh, wait. Yeah, that dude.
Rolf. I want to say Rolf, but I don't know.
No, that's the piano player. Although maybe it's a bit more that the gold tooth band leader. Hey, don't you want to play some piano?
Oh, sarsaparilla.
I think I've done that voice too many times. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I bring you Temple of the Moon Priests. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, twist! The credits are Harlan's face. And putting a finger towards his nose.
I know. Hold on. Let me fix this.
These are great credits. These are. You've outdone yourself, Harlan. This looks like it's actually part of the show.
I can do this. Hold on.
Wow.
We got this.
This is actually related to the game somehow.
You know what the thing is? It's because I switched my monitors.
Oh, I see.
Now that I'm at my new place, this is going to work so much better, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is going to work so much better. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado.
That was some ado.
Temple of the Moon Priests. It is a bright, sunny day in the kingdom of Daventry as King Leopold comes out onto his balcony to greet the thousands awaiting his arrival. With a cheer, the crowd receives him warmly as he holds his hand up. He sort of sways side to side, burps softly, blowing it out into the wind as the crowd roars below him. Ladies and gentlemen of Daventry, how are you doing? He says as his voice echoes over the crowd. The rippling of flags are the only sound to be heard as every face is up towards him, a crying baby silenced by their mother, waiting their king to talk. Good? Very good. Hope you're doing well, because I'm selling it. I'm selling it all. The crowd gasps. What do you mean, King? What do you mean, King? It's echoing.
The kingdom, I don't need it. I have found everything I need in the Sky Shard,
he says. King Leopold, high up in his tower, his voice still booms, echoes. He's designed it in such a way that even the slightest whisper can be heard for all the thousands that await him in his courtyard. He's a small king, of tiny stature. He needs a soapbox to stand on as he talks, and as he's obviously drunk and stopping himself from falling off the soapbox, he continues,
I don't need you anymore. The Sky Shard has been located. The once mysterious lost shard will be mine soon enough, for I have located it, and all you dummies won't know where it is.
Some people take offense to that, and suddenly this pleasant crowd who's been waiting on every word sort of begins arching an eyebrow and looking around like, what's this fucking going on?
That's right. No one will find it. No one even knows about the Moon Lake with the crescent waterfall and the shallow mid-end.
Oh, damn, he says, as a few voices in the crowd begin speaking up. I think I know that moon. Yes, I know that Moon Lake too.
No, but that's not it. Forget, the Sky Shard is not there. It is somewhere else,
he says as he sort of stumbles off his block, and the crowd begins cheering and jeering, waiting for him to come back or waiting him to leave, and the crowd becomes restless, and he turns around.
I'm going to have dinner, he says,
and he burps, and he walks off the balcony. The crowd begins to turn amongst themselves. They become a bit unrestless. Restless would be the right word. They look to one another. Some people, thieves, say, I know this Moon Lake. Others say, I think I recognize the crescent waterfall. Some decide to bound together. However, one wizard, a wizard named Artrex, decides to go it alone with the help of his companion. And so the great race for the Sky Shard begins. Many different factions across the fair country of Daventry each seek out to find the Sky Shard, for all they know are the whispers that echo through the hallways underneath Castle Daventry. That's right, the Sky Shard is known to grant immortality, a powerful item. Whoever holds it holds the key to everlasting life, and so the great race begins. Artrax, we see you walking down a road. You know you're maybe 5 miles from what you have researched to be the Moon Lake. What does Artrax look like?
Oh, well, he is quite old. Lines cover his face, and he's got long white hair that is rather disheveled. Almost looks like a rock star's hair. But in this world, what is a rock star anyway? He travels with his donkey, Jim, and the donkey is just loaded to the nines with different knickknacks, paddywhacks, and bags. And as Artrax is stooped forward with a walking cane, he turns to his companion, the hireling Gorrik, and he says, "Oh, Gorrik! When I said I wanted to travel alone, I meant that I wanted to travel without the presence of smelly farts. Why did you have to have beans for lunch?"
I'm so sorry, Artrax. I didn't know. I was hoping that maybe the beans would give me extra energy so that I could better fuel and carry your load.
And he points up to the many, many bags that are piled high on Gorax's back.
I'm so sorry. Please don't hit me.
And he walks over to Artrax's hand and sort of awaits his hit.
And Artrax raises the hand and looks up into the sky, and there's a bird flying overhead, chirping politely. "Well, Gorrik, I do think that the day is too beautiful for another hitting. So I will just simply not pay you the 20 silver pieces this day.
Very good, Artrax. Very
Flatulence.
good. But very good. For my flatulence, I'm so sorry, sir. Very, very good.
And Gorrik sort of looks around and sees the bird as he stumbles behind.
That bird looks good.
And he catches up. As you continue along the road, you turn towards the beautiful shimmering lake that you believe is the lake in question, the Moon Lake.
Moon Lake.
That's right. And you know this to be the place that you spent many an evening strolling through the woods. Where has Artrax seen this Moon Lake before?
Where have I seen it before? I've seen the Moon Lake traveling by it every night before I go practice my spells. There's something about this lake that truly inspires the magic within me to stir new ideas. You see, Artrax is a spell weaver, no regular wizard. Artrax can make spells, and this lake, by looking at my own reflection, I am inspired to come up with new spells. And so I see it every night.
Perfect. And as you approach the edge of the lake, you see a beautiful clearing. There's sort of a mist rolling over the lake. It seems to be flowing off to one side. It seems to be dripping down sort of into a lower chasm area. The lake to the left peaks high. You see sort of a wall of a waterfall reaching all the way to the top. And to the left, sort of down along where the river sort of flows, you see it fall off into, again, sort of a mountainside cavern. You can only assume it goes below ground. And as your eyes adjust to the dimming light in the treetops, why don't you give me a roll? Let's call it an intelligence roll.
Intelligence? I
Yes.
am that.
Yes, you are.
Aren't I, Gorrik?
Yes, you are very intelligent, my lord.
He says as he drops all the bags off to the side, and you hear smashing. He's like,
Now, this isn't my first goat rodeo, but just to be sure that you know what I'm doing, Gorrik, I'm going to take out these 2 die and I'm going to roll them. 2 d6s, correct? He says as he stares at the sky.
yes, and the sky bellows back. Yes.
Good. 2 d6s. Oh, I
Perfect.
got 6 and a 1. What does that make, Gorrik?
So the way this game works is basically anything 6 or less is a miss. 7 to 9 is a partial success, so you succeed, but you have some sort of negative effect. 10 or more is a full success, so no complications, and a 12 or more is critical, so you get an extra benefit. So when you add your intelligence and that 7, what did you end up with?
So adding my intelligence, I get a 9.
Perfect. So you are a partial success. So you have a little bit of a drawback. So I will say that your intelligence roll gives you a view of what you're looking at. And you see that the lake sort of curves off to the left again. And as you approach the edge of the lake, a giant face appears at the waterfall and says,
Do not enter, for if you should, I will kill you on contact with this water.
the face is aged and massive. It stands maybe 3 men tall, and the visage is sort of imprinted in sort of almost holographic form at the side of the waterfall.
Oh dear, that's rather dramatic, isn't it?
It's so dramatic. He must be a drama student.
Says Gorrik as he sort of shields away.
I'm so afraid, Artrax.
Ho! Giant face drama student! What can I call thee?
And the face sort of looks down at itself.
You may call me the Keeper.
Well, the keeper, my name is Artrax. This here is my trusty steed, Jim, and this be Gorrik.
I am Gorrix. Please, giant head, do not eat me.
Please don't eat Gorrik. He's expensive.
I will not eat you. The water will poison you and kill you on contact. Leave this place.
Oh, I suppose we're supposed to... Oh, I have a question.
And Gorrik has already turned around. He's like,
Oh, more?
and he comes back.
Gorrik, come back here.
So sorry.
and he comes
So his
back.
actual name is Gorrik.
Gorrik.
But I keep calling him Gorrik. Well, you keep calling him Gorrik, so I'll say that's his real name.
It is now. Gary Gorricks.
Stand right here and don't move.
No,
all right?
all right, okay.
Good. Oh, the keeper. I have a question. Would you be so kind as to answer it?
Give me a charisma roll. So 2d6 plus your charisma.
All right, now. This isn't my first talking head rodeo. And I've spoken with many magical creatures in my time, and so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. I got a 13.
Perfect. That is a critical success. So it looks you up and down. Of course.
What could myself, Jim, or Gorrik here do that would allow us entry into that there cavern without any poisoning or harm to be done to either of our bodies?
And you see
What
the
could we
face
do?
sort of look around.
There is no way to enter. Leave this place.
Give me another intelligence roll, this time on the facey face. As Gorrik sort of like, right, and he starts piling the things on his back. They're like balancing and like swinging comically as he starts turning towards the exit.
Gorrik! Gorrik!
Oh?
What did I tell you about moving from this spot?
Oh, okay.
And he like piles back down again.
All right. There's something about this face. I didn't roll very well. I only got a 5.
No, you didn't. But you're looking around and you notice sort of around the edge that there's a fire in the distance. Not too far. It's sort of around the waterfall. Actually, it is through the lake.
Through the lake?
Yes.
Like I could swim through the lake?
To get there, you'd have to, yes.
Oh, I see. Well, Jim isn't a very good swimmer. I believe Gorrik is.
Who's Jim?
Oh, my donkey. There's been a donkey here this whole time.
Right, and like Gorrik is like petting it, and Jim's like, yeah, I'm not gonna swim that.
Well, you're a donkey.
I know, but I'm not gonna swim it. We talked about this, Artrax. I'm happy to come here and pile stuff, but I'm not swimming.
Well, I suppose I can't make a good donkey do anything it doesn't want to do.
Yeah, don't be
You
a
know,
jerk.
sometimes you're a real ass, Jim. A
Yeah,
real
you know
ass.
what? You make that joke too often. And Jim sits down. And he's like, wake me when you need something.
All right. So there's no other way into this dungeon cave entrance?
Throw me, my lord. If you throw me across, I will make it. I will go over there for you.
You'll carry me on your back, Gorrik. There'll be
Yes,
no
my
other
lord.
way about it.
And he walks over to the
All
edge
right.
and he gets in the water. Shh.
I turn back to the head and I say, well, if there's no other way into this cavern, I suppose I will just turn around and go back to what old men like me do.
Good.
Or find another way in.
And Gorax is in the water, like, waiting for you.
Step on my hump, my lord.
Oh, I hate stepping on this hump.
And
All
it
right.
squishes as you put your foot into it.
Ooh, ooh.
And Gorax begins moving across as he's like,
The water is cold, my lord, but my resolve stays true.
and he continues off to the other side, and he takes you over to the other side.
Quit bobbing so much up
I'm
and
so
down,
sorry.
Gorrik.
I'm
Keep
so
it steadier,
sorry.
please. It's hard
he,
to
like-
stand on your shoulders like this.
And there's like this wizard like balancing as he's like hiking his like wizard skirt going across the river, and then eventually you get to the other side, and Gorax pops out and he's like,
Will I die now, my lord?
I would say job well done, but you splashed me there a little at the end.
I'm so
And this is
sorry.
spider silk.
Oh, please.
Have to do
please
better next
don't
time.
hit me. Don't
But
hit
we've
me.
made it. We've made it, Gorrik. Stop your wailing.
and through the
Here we
tall
are.
grass and sort of next to a bush, you see the crackling fire on the other side.
At the fire. I wonder who could be at this fire. Oh, and I like creep up to a tree or a large rock, whichever is more.
Yeah,
scenic.
perfect. Give me a... Do you have sneak as a skill?
I don't have stealth as a skill or sneak.
What are your skills?
My skills are few and far between. But I do have... Oh, that's reader. What's that? Skills are deception and lore.
Perfect. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, so you you walk over to this thing, not being particularly stealthy,
Nope.
and you see there's only a single tent, and no one seems to be around. There's sort of like gear and stuff laying around.
You go first, Gorrik. Try to draw
Alright,
them
and
out. See
Gorrik
if
begins
there's anyone
walking
here.
loudly into the campsite. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
I don't see anyone, my lord.
Don't let them know that I'm here. Pretend you're alone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My lord is not here. I am alone.
He says,
Oh, I wish my brother Siege was here.
and he begins walking back.
I only see the one tent, my lord. I mean, no one.
All right, you can quit with the act now. No one here, and I walk out into the campsite and I look at the fire. And I'm gonna do I guess what would it be? Awareness check or something?
Yeah,
On the
I guess
fire?
like intelligent or something. I don't know.
Intelligence, wisdom, probably. Usually, wisdom is perception. D&D wise, though. Doesn't
Let's do
matter
it.
though. It's still
No,
the
let's
same
do
number.
wisdom. I'm in. Let's do it.
Oh, I got a 12.
Oh, perfect.
What
So
do
you
I
can-
glean from this?
You
fire?
glean all of it. Basically, you can see right away that this is an area that has been camped on. Like, this is a well-used area. Basically, the armor sort of strewn about and the rolled sort of flat grass gives this the idea that this is a campsite. And you see a figure sitting in the tent. Sort of through it.
Wait, so it gives it gives the impression that this is a campsite, or this?
Yeah,
is an
but for many, there is a campsite, but for many people, maybe 8 other people,
Oh, I
6
see.
to 8,
All right.
but they're not here.
And-
You do see one figure.
Okay. And I go up to Gorrik, and I whisper in his ear, and I say, I want you to sneak up to the other side of that tent. And when I give the go-ahead, I want you to flip the tarp off of the tent, thus surprising whoever's inside. Can you do this?
Of course, my lord.
And he walks over. Tum, 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 tum.
All right. Hello, I say as I begin approaching the tent flap. I don't want to alarm you, but now, Gorrik, now!
And he stands there.
It's
What
the
do you call
signal! Do it now! What we talked about!
Do what now, my lord?
Do it! Blast it! And I grab the tarp and I pull it off of the tent. Quickly. With
oh.
my quarterstaff at the
And
ready
you
to...
lift the flap of the tent, and you see an old man there, older than you, kneeling with a long white beard. And he's like, oh. And you recognize this to be the visage that you saw extended across from the waterfall.
Wait a minute. I know that face. You're the crafty devil that told me I couldn't go into that cave. Grab him, Gorrik.
And Gorik's standing there like,
Grab the man that's right there. Do it with your hands.
Oh,
and Gorrik sort of steps in and shuffles and sidestep. Oh, and he puts his hands sort of like, look,
do say it's all right if I grab you?
and the man's like,
Huh?
Good job. We have apprehended you. Now you must tell us, how did you do that crafty spell? As a wizard myself, I'm actually quite interested on how you forged such an intricate spell like such.
and the man's like, I am. Oh, fuck it. Oh, yeah, well, I'm tired. I just don't really have it in me, to be honest. And he stands up. He's like, can I just walk out here? And he's like wearing nothing but like underwear. And he's like, and he walks out, begins moving out towards the fire, and he just sits down.
Gorrik, I wanted you to hold on to him so he couldn't walk out. What are you doing here? Why were you trying to dissuade us from entering the dungeon?
Oh? And
Not you, Gorrik, him.
Oh, and the man's sitting there, and he's like,
I work for the Knucklebones, and they're already in there. Not much you can do. They're gonna get all the Sky Shard.
Oh,
All of it.
no. Blast. How long have they been in there?
Long enough to get it. And just probably walking out right now. If you look over there, they're probably walking out.
I look over there.
and we all do. And Gorrik's, is that the signal? And he like shuts the flap on himself.
Alright, fine, maybe not right now, but look, they're coming soon.
What do you want me to do?
How much are they paying you?
They're not paying me. We're all gonna live in the glory of the fucking Sky Shard, man. The Knucklebones.
How many of them are there?
We're like a unit. No, I wouldn't tell nothing to nobody, no matter how good your charisma roll. I don't give a shit. I die for my brothers.
Well, what if I told you I was one of the knuckleheads, knucklebones?
give me a charisma roll.
I'm going to do a deception roll. Mm-hmm. What if I told you that I am the leader of the Knucklebones, and that by telling me not to enter the cave, you've been thwarting official Knucklebone business from the upper echelons of the Knucklebone Society?
Give me a roll.
All right, so this is deception, which is a skill that I do have.
Yeah, so you're gonna succeed automatically. Just depends on how much.
So it's a 12.
Perfect. So he's like,
Oh, I didn't say so. I didn't know. Welcome. We've been keeping it warm for you.
and he stands up and he walks over and he like grabs his nuts and he reaches out and he's like,
How you doing?
Oh, you're a very grimy individual. Hello.
Yeah, well, I did what my previous commander asked, and I made sure no other people came in there, and you better get in there. They've been in there for a long time.
Well, you did a fine job, and now you're going to help me get into the dungeon. Using
No
your
can do,
magic.
Padre.
and he turns around and he's like, I'm here just as sort of the end of my life. And he walks down, he sits next to the fire and he's like, Truthers, I kind of want to die here. I'm ready to go. And he sits down and he's like,
All right.
I think I'm just gonna chill. And he lights his cigarette on the fire and he's like smoking. And he's like super thin.
Oh, yeah. What's the voice that you're doing right now?
Michael Keaton.
Is that Michael Keaton from what?
Beetlejuice.
Oh, Beetlejuice. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Someone said it and I was like,
Padre.
okay, now I gotta go into it.
All right. Well, okay, fine. If you're not going to help me get into the dungeon, at least give me your supply of quicksilver. I know the Knucklebones do have quicksilver, and I
What do you think
require it.
And he's like,
Yeah, there's one over there in that thing. Just make sure you don't drink it all and go crazy.
and he points to like the basket and there's like a basket and there's a bottle of quicksilver in it.
Beautiful. I pocket that, and I do a little jig. And I say,
And
all
Gorrik's
right,
is like, oh yeah.
Gorrik, it is
Yeah.
time we go back across the water.
and I already begin pulling up my wizard skirt.
Oh, you don't want to go that way. Listen here. There's a few ways in. You can go up the waterfall, but that's not going to take you in. You go down that damn stairs over there, or you can go in the riverway.
And he points, and basically the river that went to the left where you entered from goes down, sort of flows down into the rock of the dungeon. It looks completely dark, but he seems to think that the river would take you. But he also points to sort of a stone wall and says that that's a door. And then you see the waterfall, that there's actually a rope climbing up.
Now you better go get some of your knuckle brethren, because you never know. They're waiting for their leader.
All right, well, thank you for your directions. Come, Gorrik. Let us investigate this stone entrance.
All right, so there was the entrance that we were walking towards that the head was at. There's The
So
you said there's a stairwell too, right?
Yeah, the lake is sort of a large lake, but it's flowing down. So from your left, when you walked in, there was a large sort of waterfall to your left that the face appeared in front of. And now you see that there's a rope next to that. Basically, across the lakeish river, straight across, you see where the campsite was. There was a door in the stone wall. And if you follow sort of the flow of the river, it flows down into the mountains. So those are your three from where you entered. Now it's sort of reversed, but it's easiest to think about. And you know what? Because unfortunately, Joe is not going to be able to join us tonight. I think I'm going to make Gorrik a fighter, and he's just going to sort of play along.
Yeah, so it does actually have all of the stats for hirelings on the page there.
Oh, does it? Okay, never mind then.
Yeah, cost per day, and then it says 12 HP, spear, shield, light armor.
Then you're just going to die.
He's an almsman.
Is he?
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. I still want to give him some stats anyway.
Okay, yeah, give him some.
Because it's fun.
He's a real character now.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, he has to be.
All right, well, I'm still not entirely sure of which entrance to take. Community!
Community.
Do your own adventure!
Which entrance shall just one take?
Artrax, the brave, the wise, the intelligent, and charismatic wishes to know which entrance. Do I go to the rope entrance, the stairwell entrance, or the main entrance, back the way I came? I don't know. What do you think? The left one. I go to the left one. Which one's to the left?
The left one would be the waterfall entrance. So that's perfect.
Waterfall entrance it is.
So it's like, the water falling off. So you jump in the water, and it sort of can take you down.
Excellent. All right. Let's do it.
What you could do?
Well, I'm not a very good swimmer, actually. So I get to the water, and I dip my toe in. I was like, oh, it's cold.
Yes, it is very cold, my lord.
As he's like chattering away.
How much constitution do you think I would need to get through?
It's not cold. It's not constitution cold. It's just cold.
Oh, all right. I guess I'll try it. I'm not used to getting... Oh, it's spider silk. But if that's the best entrance, it is the one to the left. Then I will try it. All right, so I'm going to try it.
Perfect. So before we continue, ladies and gentlemen of the stream, Joe is really excited to join tonight. She's really sad. So you should give her some love. Why don't you post in the Facebook group? She'd really like to hear how much she was missed, because she was really excited to talk about Queen City Convention, all that kind of stuff. And it would mean a lot to her. So maybe, why doesn't Zia create a post in the Facebook group, and anyone who wants to say, hey, or that we miss you, you can post it there. That'd mean a lot to her. Anyway, so you dip a toe in the water, and Gorrik is like, all right, let's go. And he cannonballs in. And you see Gorrik just be carried away. Bye-bye! And he goes whoop over the edge.
And Artrax is still there, like, dipping, like, he's, like, ankle deep now.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, oh, goodness. All right, well, you only live once, so they say. And I jump as well.
And you get carried away as well. And this current is swift, and you basically get washed right over the edge, and you enter into this dark dungeon. And as you do, you splash down, and you see the darkest. You see a parliament of snowing owls. They're yeah, exactly, in sort of this flooded area, and they're all going in a circle. And as you see, it's sort of slowing down the current. And you enter into this room with all of these sort of broken cages and broken stone pillars, and you see a large crescent moon sort of crashed over the side. And there's an area here that you could climb up. It sort of has, and you see some stairs going up, but it's also continuing down to another level. So do you sort of wait in the current, or do you let it continue, or do you climb out?
I'm probably going to climb out here.
Perfect. Okay, so you climb out of the current. It's not too strong. It's sort of dying off for a second. And as you do, there's a ancient owl amongst these other snowy owls. And it's sort of sitting on a broken crescent statue, and it sort of turns to you and it's like, "Hey, what's up?"
I am Artrax the Wise. Gorrik! Gorrik! Get out of the water! Get
And he's
out!
like climbing up, and he's like dragging all your stuff first, and he's like climbing up, and it's like all this sweat, and there's like some blood from where he's been hurt. He's like, "Oh, yes, my lord." He climbs
We're
up. He's like,
going to
so
talk to
sorry.
these owls.
Right. And he climbs up, and he like stands.
Oh, ready, my lord.
All right. Do you know anything about owls?
No, my lord. Other than they taste very good.
Don't say that here. Don't just. And I gesture to all the owls that are like surrounding us. Also, did you know what's called a parliament of owls?
No.
It's a parliament.
They're good with
Struck me as
chicken wing
weird.
sauce.
Well, the narrator said parliament, so I assume that it's correct. Yes, you must be, the Great Owl.
Yeah, well, sort of. Yeah, name's Nokomis. How you doing? And he sort of holds out his little feather.
Oh, pleasure to meet you, Nokomis. I am Artrax. This is Gorrik, and if you saw a donkey on the path before the waterfall, his name is Jim. He's also with us. We are looking for something particular, but before I say what it is I'm looking for, I would like to know about you. How do you feel about people coming into your home? You're a very gracious host, Nokomis.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like, the people who ran this place, the Moon Priests, awesome people. Not crazy about the dudes in here right now, but...
Oh, tell me about these dudes in here right now. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, they're like calling themselves the Knuckle Buckets or something. What, Steve, what is it? The Knuckle? Oh! Yeah, Knucklebones, that's it. And they're just sort of dicks, not crazy about them.
I'm not a big fan of them either. What is it about them that makes them dicks, though?
They're just sort of smashing shit, and I mean, they're just not doing a very good job. But, you know, not a big deal. Frankly, I go for like a little bit of jerky or something. You got anything on you?
Oh, you're hungry. Oh, of course. Sure, Gorrik. Pull down the meat bag. The dried meats, not the wet ones.
Oh, right. And he brings down one meat and it splashes down. And blood starts leaking out.
Oh, sorry.
And he brings down the other one. It's like,
This one's the dry meat.
and he reaches in and he hands you like 2 different types of meat stick.
All right. So we have dried chicken with a jerk seasoning, and we also have dried... Oh, you're not related to chickens, are you?
Probably, but it's cool.
Yeah, you're all right with chicken meat?
Yeah, man, give me some of that chicken.
Oh, all right. Well, the other one is just... It doesn't matter. Here you go.
And he eats it.
Tasty, isn't
Shit,
it?
that's good. Yeah, that's good. Naomi, come try this. Hoo! No, this. Hoo! Yeah. And he like pushes it over with his beak. And Naomi comes over and eats it. And Steven and Alex come over and Millie's like,
Hello, Naomi. Hey, Steve.
Awesome.
Alex.
What can I call you?
Oh, call me Artrax the Wise.
And the
or
one who
the
carries
intelligent. or the one who carries meat.
No, I mean your
preferably
friend over
Artrax.
there. And he sort of leans past you and Gorik's like,
Oh, well, I suppose he physically carries it, but I'm the one who pays for it. This is Gorrik, my hireling.
hello, Gorrik, the hireling, the one who carries meat. What can I do you for, Artrax?
Well, we are looking for something peculiar. It is a shard that is said to have fallen from the skies, and it's highly sought after from kings and gods and men alike. Have you heard of such a shard residing in your cave, perhaps?
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about that. But look, if you want, I can maybe like spy on these dudes. I don't mind a little bit of that.
Well, yes, it seems that they are looking for the exact same thing themselves. And if you were able to spy on them and have one of your friends here inform me whether or not they are progressing faster than I am, or if there's any interesting developments.
Oh well, they've been here for like 3 days. I think they're.
You think they've already found it?
I wouldn't go that far, but they definitely have a good head start.
Aha! So you do know something about a sky shard.
Well, I don't know. Listen, you're good. Yeah, that's right, Steve. Woo, yeah. But listen, I just think basically you need to hightail it, and
I should be hurrying right now.
no, I mean if you want some help, I'll happily help you. But maybe now you gotta charisma me a little.
Oh, well, I'll do my best. And always happy for an opportunity to talk. Artrax begins telling a tale of togetherness and community among strangers, fast friends between a man and a beast. And he rolls the dice on the cavern floor.
Okay.
Aha! I got a 7 total.
Okay. Yeah, so he's like, yeah, all right. I can spy for you a little bit if you want. What do you want me to check? And he points up the stairs behind him with a beak. Because again, you're sort of on this landing. There's stairs that go up. And then the thing continues on down to another level. He's like, or I can continue down and scout down there for you.
Could you possibly scout where the noise is coming from?
What noise? Did I tell you noise?
Okay, no, a scout? No. Never mind. You scout down the river and tell me what is there. And I will wait here with my trusty hireling.
All right, let me get my team together. Yo, boys, hoo, hoo, hoo. Let's go. And he like flies off, this ancient owl, and he goes down. He flies through sort of the little cove and scouts around. And after a few minutes, he's gone for a few minutes, and you can turn to Gorax.
And what did you find?
No, they're still gone, and Gorax is like,
Oh, sorry, Gorax.
What do you hope to find, my lord, with this
just-
sky shard?
Gorrik. This is recon, otherwise known as reconnaissance. Essentially, I have tasked the owls with flying down the tunnel and alerting me to any potential dangers that are ahead. Perhaps there is a troll lingering in the next place that we go down the river. Or perhaps there is some sort of fungus that if you touch it, it explodes in your face and makes your teeth fall out. Gorrik, sound familiar?
Oh yes, my lord. I remember when my brother he did one-on-one,
and the owls come back in, hoo, 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 and they come back and he's
they're
like,
back.
all right, fuck Steve, and they sit back down. Yeah, so there's like 2 dudes down there. They're trying to open a door with a moon on it, and they can't do it. And one of the dudes sort of looks like, I don't know, maybe he's like a fucking, he's got antlers.
I'm sorry, I missed all of that. I was distracted. Could you say that again?
There are 2 dudes down there. They're at a door with a moon on it, and they're trying to get in, but they're not succeeding, and the dude's got antlers.
The dude has antlers?
Yeah.
Do I know anything about, like, a dude with antlers?
He doesn't look normal. Looks like he's kind of fucked up.
Alright. Could be he's one of the Knucklebones. Alright, well, thank you very much. Gorrik, throw this great fine owl another piece of chicken jerky.
And Gorik's looking at the 2 jerkies like, alright. And he tosses the one. He's like, I'll eat the owl jerky. And he like begins walking. And the owl like eats it greedily, paying no attention.
Thank you very much. We duly appreciate your time and effort. And I must say, there is a bard. There's a bard before I go. There's a bard out there who sings a song, and I'm wondering if you would help me. It's a bard by the name of Petrus Townsendius. Have you heard of him? And he sings a song, and it goes, Who are you? Have you heard it?
Who?
I really want to know. Oh, that's great. Thank you very much, Steve. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you, everyone. Oh, lovely. I do love that. That Petrus.
So do you head down the river or do you head up the stairs?
I head down the river. That's where they reconned, right?
Yeah, they did.
And it's also to the left?
Turning down towards the riverfront. Yeah, it's to the left.
All right, then I will. I'll go that way. I'm going on
A left adventure.
Michael and Brianna's suggestions that
Always
take
to
the
the left. That's what I
Yeah,
always do in
always to the
spooky games.
Yeah. All right, so I hop back in the river, and my spider silk gown seems to be holding up fine.
Your spider silkies
So-
are going crazy. Okay, so you hop back in the river and sploosh, and you continue down. And as you do, it hits a level and begins turning. It's another level and begins turning. And give me a strength roll.
Oh my goodness, strength! I'm not used to using this.
Yeah.
Oh dear. All right, let's roll. Throw these dice. So I got an 8. That's
Lucky
better
boy.
than a kick in the pants.
So as you land into this, you open up to this circular room, sort of like a half circle, and there's all these chairs on 3 different platforms, sort of like a higher. It's sort of like a what do you call it? Like a chamber, what's that called? Like a council chamber type thing.
Oh, like
When
an
there's
chamber.
Exactly. There's 3 different layers, but it's sort of where they discuss things, sort of like an amphitheater. But it's
Right.
not too big. And there's maybe 20 chairs in it, and there's, 10 on the top and 5 along the bottom and 5 on this. And there's 3 stories. But it flows out from either side. The 2 rivers sort of come from either side and go down this hole in the center. And as you're falling and you see this hole coming up, you stop and you grab to side and sort of flip out of the river, and you're in a dry area. You're sort of standing next to a stone column. And as you look at around the room, you notice that there are 2 figures standing against a door with a large crescent moon on it. One's holding a lantern and sort of just looking at it methodically, and the other has sort of a large stag head. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, the obvious thing to do would be to confront them. I'm going to listen in on their conversation first.
Well,
See if I can
actually, let me
make out
see
what
if
they're
they...
saying.
Hold on. 4,
They notice me
5.
flopping out of the river.
Yeah, probably, right? You don't have stealth, eh?
I don't. I can roll against it, though.
Sure. So they have a 7 to notice, so you can roll stealth, I guess.
Oh, a 7.
So they see you walk in, or they see you fall in. You fall in, and you sort of roll off, and the water continues down this hole, and Gorgax kind of like falls over and he's like, oh my god, and he like wipes it. He's like, my lord, we almost fell down that hole. And he looks, and the large werestag sort of turns to you. And the werestag is donned with armor. His head is basically a stag, and you can see that his body is human. And he turns towards you with sort of an arching eyebrow. And the other person is a woman, and she is dressed in Imperium Guard's armor, like a uniform and a kit, and she's got a large mace. And she turns towards the 2 of you, and for a second they pause.
And I pause as well. And Gorrik flops out of the water and pauses. And we're all pausing very actively.
And I guess we'll stop there for the mid-game post. It's a good time.
Oh my goodness! Wow. All right.
Well, we're 15 minutes early, but everything paused. Why would I waste such a great pause? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the mid-game post.
Mid-game.
I'm having so much fun on this adventure. This is good. This is so classic dungeon crawling, like D&D stuff that I'm always have a fun time doing this. And I think this World of Dungeon system is perfect for it.
It's relaxed, and I love.
really relaxed.
There's this one little detail in the system that says like your skills, like if you have a skill, it will always succeed, but like with like a deficit if you roll badly. So like
it kind of pushes the story forward, and it keeps you doing the things that your character would do to get out of trouble.
Which I really like. So, mid-game post. Justin, why don't you think of a question? I'm just going to get a beer. My fridge is right here, so I'll be right back.
Okay, a question for the mid-game post. Let's see here. Well, they could ask about the king.
Oh, I've come back. I thought of one. Did you think of one?
No, I haven't thought of one.
I was going to say, name all the owls.
Name all of the owls? Okay, yeah. Name as many owls as you can. The person with the most owls gets MGP.
Because I think I named 4 or 5.
I think you named 5, including the main owl.
I remember the main. I remember 3 more, so I only remember 4.
Yeah.
John's got 2. How's it going, John? John is our awesome friend from Chronicle Brewing Co.
Did you already get a beer?
I did, yeah.
Oh, wow, that was fast.
Oh, shit. I got a root beer.
Ah!
Getting another one. I got my fridge here. I got my little mini fridge.
Right next to it. Right next to it. That's the dream, everybody. Having a beer fridge in your gaming room. Dream. So looking at the mid-game post, we got a couple.
It's a great time to actually mention Chronicle Brewing Co. because part of the winners of the Ignorant Farmer contest got beer. We ended up giving 4 beers to Chris Sparks, 4 beer to John Regan, and 1 to each Drew, Brianna, Michael, and wait, what did I just say?
Drew,
and Rin.
Brianna, Michael, Rin. Yeah.
Yeah. So we
that's
ended up
amazing.
giving.
Did you guys drink them there?
John did. We gave them to them at the convention, and they weren't cold. So John did. Has anyone else drank in there? Drank?
Ooh.
I'm bad at that.
Ooh. I have.
Yeah, me too.
John
I'm trying not to drink it.
John posted a video about drinking the beer.
That's right. Yeah, he really enjoyed it. So I hope you guys have had some, and if not, you should be drinking it now, and if not, you should be filming it. I want everyone to film it when they drink it.
Film it when you drink it. We'll make a compilation video. Make a compilation video of people drinking Chronicle Brew. Hey, you know what shirt I wore today?
The Chronicle.
But I'm not wearing now because I went to the gym and showered. Chronicle Brewery shirt. I did.
That's right.
And it is a nice shirt. It's so soft.
So nice, so soft, and they're such nice people. We're working on a lot of other cool stuff, more and more to come when there's less stuff on my plate to talk about it. But so awesome stuff to give them.
Exciting times.
Yeah. Wrong chapters thing, but that's fine.
I am going. Oh wait, how did the chapters of the Undefeated game go?
So good. Did you say you're getting wine?
I'm gonna get a glass of wine, and I want to hear.
I'll tell them about the chapters.
Oh, I want to know about the chapters game. It's all right. You tell them. I'll hear about it after.
Too bad. The chapters of the Undefeated game was great. It was a mini slice. It was in the county of Vale. Basically Graham, as well as a bunch of new recruits. It was great because we had Chris Sparks, who had never played D&D before, Michael and Brianna, and Drew. Rin and John couldn't make it. They had to do dinner or something. So they wanted to join, but they had to change, and they were, I think, super tired. But so we ended up having 4 broodlings and 1 new guy named Mike, I think his name was. He might check out the stream, he might not. But basically, it was a cool little combat adventure. We were like camping on the side of the road. We ended up checking out an owl bear, or as Joe kept calling it, an owl bird, which was adorable. And we went into the woods, and we ended up killing these cockatrices, and then turned, and the owl bears were like fighting these gnolls, and we tried like to talk to them, and it ended up being like, it was really good. And then it ended up being like Drew tried to steal from the other rogue. There was a lot of really neat little things. There's another
Tried
Mike.
to steal for the other rogue?
Yeah, such a bad idea. And Graham was like playing dad. He was like, "Don't ever steal." What's his voice? "Don't ever steal from another rogue. You're a motherfucker." He didn't say motherfucker, but I thought it.
What was the adventure? What did you guys have to do?
I just said that, yeah. But it was cute. It was like a mini sort of traveling adventure. There was a lot of fun little combat stuff. It was like an intro to D&D because because a lot of like Chris had never played D&D before, so it was really cool.
Were there any
Also, the way-
mentions of like other undefeated characters?
No, we sort of worked
World.
as that just Graham was like coming back to like train these guys. The problem was we had 2 hours to run the game, and we had ended End of the World and like had to flip over really quick. Like basically we're at the same table. It was like, okay, End of the World's over, let's do chapters. So we like pulled our stuff, switching gears, So Joe did an awesome job of like trying to switch gears really fast, but unfortunately, like we were talking and trying to roll up our characters as she was doing the awesome intro that she had written, so I felt a bit bad about that, but it was really, really fun. So yeah, no, it was a great game, and it made me really excited to get back into chapters of the Undefeated. So
I'm excited. Hey, is there any ETA on getting back into chapters? Is there...
I think so. It really just
Bum,
depends
bum,
on
bum,
the big,
bum, bum,
the K-Man or the C-Man, I should say.
The Seaman, yes.
Okay, mid-game post. We got name the owls: Steve, Naomi. Petrus Townsendius was not an owl. Steve,
He's
Naomi,
not an owl. He was a
Nicomas,
bird.
yeah. Alex was one. Yes, Alex or Adam, I forget. Charms, Defiguration. Oh, you're funny. This is Harry Potter. I want to sing about the sons of music. I think it's Chris. Although Colin got Alex, and Alex was the other one I mentioned. It was either Adam or Alex. I think it was Alex.
Oh, I don't remember. What about the main one? What was the main one's name?
Nicomas. And Chris got that. Nicomas. So that should probably be the winner, right?
Yeah, let's give it to Chris.
Let's give it to Chris for getting the name
Chris,
of the
Chris,
main
Chris,
owl.
Chris, Chris.
Perfect. And again, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, please like the video.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like 24 people watching right now, and there's only like 19 likes on the video.
Only 19. There's 5 more that could be liking the video.
There's 25 people watching right now, and only 19 likes on the video. So do it up. And without further ado, let's get back in this game because it's really exciting.
get
So, ladies and
back.
gentlemen, we return to Temple of the Moon Priests. The werestag is turning towards you and your trusty companion, Gorax, and he's like,
My lord, what shall we do?
Oh, you broke the silence. Hello, mighty stag man and woman. I am of no concern. My name is Arfax Tius. I am a ranger / wizard, mostly wizard, and I would like to say hello to you on this fine cavernous day.
Are you rolling charm or deception, or what are you trying to do?
I just making conversation.
Give me a charisma roll. It's a bit like Cannonball Run. Everyone's trying to get the Sky Shard, so you could be competition.
I could be competition. All right. Okay, so I got a 9.
Nice. Okay, so no, that's a success with a negative drawback. So,
With a negative.
so they are willing to talk, but the woman sort of draws her blade, her mace rather. She draws her mace. Thunk. And she's like,
She's just got like a giant bucket. Like
she's like,
attached
Dom,
to her,
yeah, she's like, Dom, don't even bother. And he's like, and he's got like a stag head, and he's like, who are you? He's a stag, right?
It's very intimidating. Well, I mean, he's got like the feet and
And
hands
Gorax
of
runs.
a human.
Or Gorax laughs. He's like,
Don't laugh at me.
All right. No, he's laughing at something that happened up.
No, he's laughing at me, I can tell.
He's not. No, Gorrik, stop laughing, or you're back in the river and into that hole. All right.
All right.
Good hireling.
What do you want?
I am just an old man who has traveled these waters and wants to seek companionship.
Let me kill them. They're here for the Sky Shard. And she steps forward.
What shard is this that you speak of? There's some sort of shard here?
And they're going to attack you. Because you're taking too
When
long.
you get older in life, and I'm just going to keep talking. When you get older in life,
All right.
you
Well, they're just going to attack.
become... Oh!
Yeah, so they hit you.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and they do. Let's see. She's got a mace. Let's call it a marital weapon.
Oh, dear. A marital? A marital weapon?
Dear wife.
You've been served.
And it's going to do 6 damage.
Ouch, how much HP do I have?
I don't know. How many hit dice did you have?
Is there hit dice?
Yeah. You have 1 hit dice plus equal to your con. So you have 1d6 worth of health points plus your constitution. Did you roll that up? Let's just give you maximum because otherwise you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got 7 hit points.
Perfect. So you have 1 hit point. So she walks up to you as you're like pontificating and rambling, and she just takes her mace and she swings it and uppercuts you, and you go flying back into the water, blood up your face. Describe what happens to you right now.
I just completely lose consciousness as I fly into the river, and I can just faintly make out the sound of Gorrik jumping in after me.
Yeah.
He's like, my lord, my lord, my lord.
And everything goes black.
Perfect. Okay. Let's do this then. Spear is... Where's spear?
Spear?
Yeah, I don't see spear. He's got a spear.
Spear is there.
Oh, it's another weapon. Okay. So... Oh, nice. Nice. Look at you. Okay. So... you wake up and you regain consciousness, and you see Gorax standing over the woman, and he has a spear, or sorry, rather she's up against the wall on like the 2nd level, and he's got like the spear in her like stomach, and she's screaming. She's like, ah, ah, and the werestag is like, and he's like about to charge at Gorax.
Well, unfortunately for me, the only spells that I think that I can cast take an hour to prepare. To summon a spirit, you require one of the following. Oh, one of the following. Ah, I see. So I pull myself up back onto the shore, blood just oozing down my face and mingled with my hair. And I reach into my pocket and I pull out a bottle of Quicksilver. I pop the cork and I throw it back. And before they can even see me, I say, "Take this, you horny bastard." But I say it more like, "Take this, you horny bastard." And I summon a spirit. As the Quicksilver pumps through my veins, I feel a surge of energy and I push it outwards. And the spirit comes in the form of... I can have 2 spirits. That could be like fire, water, earth, lightning,
whatever you want.
Shadow, whatever. Community, I want you to pick both my spirits. So pick one right now. Just one.
And you're attacking the guy?
I'm attacking the guy. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So as the community is deciding on your spirits, Gorax pulls out the spear, and she takes a swing at him. 2, 5, and hits, but with a negative, and does 2 damage to him. But he's got light armor, so what is light armor? 1, so he only takes 1 hit point. Oops. So he takes 1 hit point, and sort of stumbles back, and she slips her foot and sort of slides against one of the stone things, and you hear her head smack against it. And let's just say she seems to be knocked out cold, possibly dead. And what are you choosing the community's thing to be?
We've got a lot of great suggestions. I'm going to go with Michael and Brianna's suggestion, which is whiskey and tequila, but I'm going to alter it a little bit and say that the spirit that I summon at that moment is the spirit of the party. And that's what flies out of my soul into this realm and attacks the stag man.
Perfect. So how much damage do you do?
2d6.
Roll it up.
2d6 damage. I will roll it up. Just trying to find my character sheet again. Yeah, so it says magical attacks do 2d6 plus level if they're especially suited to the situation. It's not especially suited to the situation, but I'm gonna go for it. Boop boop. All right, so I got 6 plus 1, so 7 points of damage.
Perfect. Yeah, okay. So you definitely hurt this guy. You see him so tell me what happens. He gets knocked back. He doesn't die, but he gets pretty damn hurt. Describe to me how it goes.
So basically this kind of wisp-like woman with a tiara of grapevines and like a chalice of wine shoots over to him, and it's like I only can recognize it. It just looks like a blur of light. But if you were to slow it down, it would look a lot more like that. It shoots towards the stag, and he turns just in time to see it impact and go inside his body, and he kind of lurches forward, and then he lurches forward fully, goes onto his hands and knees, and starts barfing violently everywhere. Just stag.
Yeah, and he does, and he's like vomiting violently, and then he holds up a hand, stop, and he stands up as the vomiting ends. He leans back, looks over at the dead woman. He's like, Azita, and he turns back. He's like, why are you doing this?
Yeah, you attacked me. Self-defense.
Azita has always been more interested.
It sounds like Scooby now or Shaggy.
Azita has always been more interested in killing than negotiating.
So now you're willing to negotiate.
And he's
Now that
holding his
she's
hands
dead and you are outnumbered?
And he coughs up a hairball. He's like, I was always willing to negotiate. I only wanted to speed up the conversation. Azita does what she is asked, but she is a tool. She is not the leader. I am Dawn Asher. I am the leader of the Knucklebones.
You are the leader! Oh my goodness, this is... Wow, what a coincidence. I was just saying how I was... Never mind. So... You're the leader, you're looking for the shard. You've got other men here.
I will tell you everything you need to know. I don't want to die here. I will give you the answers you require. And as he's saying that, Gorrik runs in with the spear and drives it through his head. He's like, "Oh, I've got him, my lord! I've got him!" And he's jiggling it around as the werestag's dead head is "Oh," and he's pulls it out. And he's like, "Oh, I saved you, my lord!" And he throws his arm around you. "Oh, I was so afraid."
I push him away.
And the werestag falls over dead. So again, you're standing in sort of an antechamber. There's again 3 layers to it that ends into a hole in the center that all the water just pours down. The water is coming from opposite sides. There's sort of a larger side that you came down from, and there's all these seats on each level towards the bottom. There is also a door in the far end of this room, and the main door, a large door with the insignia of the crescent moon on it, that the 2 people were standing in front of that now lay dead before. So 2 doors in the room, 2 water spouts out.
There's a pause.
He was going to tell us everything he knew, Gorrik.
You know more than anyone ever could know, my lord.
Yes. I know that, and it's for that reason why I know that I will not whip you right now, for I'm so angry.
You could if you need to, my lord.
I will refrain, for we have more important things to concern ourselves with. First, I require healing, Gorrik. I'm going to search the stag man's body.
What are you looking for?
Health potions. I don't know how
Yeah,
to
and
heal
you
this
find a health potion and you find a quicksilver vial.
Oh, very nice. Now, I'm guessing that the spirits, like, that was one question I had. Do they last for an entire encounter, or do they just, is it one-time use?
No, one-time use.
It's a one-time use, eh? 10 seconds per use. Okay. Anyways. A 10 silver per use, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, that's fine. I've got another quicksilver. I downed the health potion. How much do I heal back?
Yeah, if you use your quicksilver, you need to make a con roll.
If I
Otherwise,
drink another one. Because
Yeah.
I'm level 1, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Or you can start, if you want, you can start like casting your ritual now.
Right.
I'd be down with that. Or
Well,
find a
if
magic
that was
item.
the leader. Yeah, do I have a magic item?
You do find one.
do.
Tell me what it is.
I have a magic item. I'm not going
find
to
one.
tell you. I find a magic item
Yeah.
on the corpse of Stagman that holds a certain type of spirit. Mm-hmm. John Reagan just said something that I think would be funny. It's not related to the thing, but I think it would be funny if I found your gallbladder.
Yeah. Harlan's drinking beers
Was
and
the-
eating Snickers like, fuck this gallbladder.
Yeah, you're getting it out. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm hungry.
Is Harlan's gallbladder my magic item? No, okay. I want you guys, the community, to come up with my magic item, or the magic item that I find on this stag person. So it's
Yeah.
an item that contains a spirit or a demon or something that is able to cast, like, you know, a fire spell or a water spell or whatever, and it does 2d6 damage basically.
Perfect.
Magic.
And a health potion. Just give me a 1d6 roll.
All right.
I don't see one.
Oh, I got a 6. I'm back up
6
to
points
full.
back. There you go.
Yeah.
Maybe this will teach you that this is Dungeons and Dragons. Well, World of Dungeons. So they're gonna attack you, and they're gonna hurt you. So play smart.
Dungeon World of Dungeons.
Dungeon World of Dungeon Dragons. Perfect. Okay, so what are you doing? There's 2 doors in the room. One smaller,
Okay.
one massive.
I find a silver nut,
Yeah, you do.
as mentioned by Langdon Plaster,
Yeah.
and the silver nut contains a very special spirit, and I can sense its presence. This one, and I think that the stag probably had it because it's silver, and he thought it maybe it's valuable, but it's so much more valuable than he thought. And I pocket it with a smirk, and I say, "Come, Gorrik, let us investigate this door."
The one they were looking at, or the other one in the room?
The one they were looking at.
Perfect. So you walk up to the door, and there's there's a big crescent moon embroidered on it.
Embroidered, really? There's embroidery on the.
And give me an intelligence roll.
I will do so gladly. And it's a. Ooh, 14. That's a 6 and a 6 and a 2.
Okay. So there's a lot you learn. First and foremost, you realize that trying to open this would be totally vain. It wouldn't open. It's magically
not what I
locked. What?
It's not what I wanted to hear.
It's totally locked. It's a treasury door. And you would guess that maybe the jewel lies behind here. Sky shard. However, it requires a magical lock in another room of this dungeon, you surmise.
All right. So there's another room in this dungeon that holds the key to this door, or more, the mechanism that opens it.
You're so smart, my lord.
Says Gorgax as he walks
Yes.
over to the other door.
Yes, I am Gorrik. I have a 2 in intelligence.
Gorax. I'm telling you, I'm changing his name now because I keep saying it wrong.
Gorax. It was Gorik's.
No, the
That was
joke is
Gorax.
that you always call him the wrong name, but his name
Yeah.
is Gorax.
He's like, I'll be whatever you want me to be, lord.
Exactly. Gorrik. All right. Well, we have to find this room. Now, we've already killed their leader. I have an idea, but it's rather gruesome.
Let's do it, my lord. I love gruesome.
And he bends down and he takes a bite out of the dead woman's arm.
Oh. All right. Well, since we're in that kind of mood, I want you to get the wood chopping hatchet, and I want you to hatchet off the head of this here stag man.
Yes,
since
my
you've
lord.
already
And he
done the
hatches
job of
it like
killing
without
him.
even hesitation.
Is it cannibalism as he's whacking away in the splats and sounds of flesh? Artrax is pontificating. This is potentially fine meat here. If we were to butcher, but I don't want to be a cannibal, nor do I want to be labeled a cannibal by society. If I were to eat this here man, would I be eating a man or a deer? Would it be
Heads
venison?
off.
All right. Perfect. Thank you. So this is what we use to get our way in the rest of the dungeon. Now, there's plenty more knuckleheads around, so we have to be on our best watch. But I think this, and I hold up the bloody head in front of, now I want to say Gygax.
Gorax.
This should make it a little more intimidating for them. What do you think, Gorrik?
Oh, it's quite disgusting, my lord.
Absolutely, it's disgusting. But they have to know that their leader is dead, and how many men do you see walking around with horns on their heads?
Good point, my lord.
Perhaps it would be cannibalism. Menacing. All right, well, we have to travel through the rest of this dungeon. Are you ready for an adventure, Gorrik?
Oh, always, my lord.
Good. All right. So the first things first. I need you to listen down that hole that's in the river. Actually, I suppose that will not work. All right. Perhaps we could go back to the owls. What about the other door? There's another door here, isn't there?
Yeah, and Gorax walks over to it,
This one, my lord.
and it's like a small stone door. Like human-sized. Not
Perhaps
tiny.
we should tell the owls that there's a couple of dead corpses here. Perhaps they'd like to chew on them.
Maybe?
All right. Well, first, let's investigate this door. We'll do it on the way out. All right. Are there any inscriptions here? Does this door need to be activated?
It looks like
From
it.
the
Give me
house.
intelligence roll.
I will do so.
Intelligence roller.
Bum, 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 bum,
Fruit
bum, bum,
roller?
bum. Oh, I got a 6.
So you fail. This door doesn't look like it can be opened from this side.
Oh. Gorrik, this door looks like it can be opened from this side if you just give it a good body slam.
No, it doesn't look like it can be opened from this side.
Gorrik, this door looks like it can be opened from this side if you just give it a good body slam.
Gorax pulls back and puts all of his weight into it.
Oh lord, it's so painful.
And he like falls over.
Based on this recent information, it seems that this door cannot be opened from this side. Good work, Gorrik.
My pleasure, lord.
So there's still
Alright.
the opposite sort of flow area that you came in from.
Hurricane flow area?
The opposite flow area that you came from.
That was a Hurricane Florence joke, which is probably too soon because it hasn't even happened yet.
Oof.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you are on the East Coast, I hope you're safe. I hope you.
I didn't even know anything about this. I didn't even know there's a hurricane.
There's a hurricane, Hurricane Florence, Category 3 right now. It's supposed to be winding downward, southwards towards like Charleston or whatever, along the East Coast. So if you're down there, be careful, be safe. Fill your bathtub with water, and lock down your roof.
Come, me lord, let's go.
And he begins walking to the other side. Of the
Who's
room.
the leader, Gorrik?
Oh, I'm so sorry, my lord.
And he like leans back.
Ah.
and waits.
You don't call the shots. You're my patsy. By the way, that's good Quicksilver, by the way. You should try it. It was a good year for Quicksilver. Onward! Down that way. That you
So
are
it sort
going.
of goes the opposite way. It's sort of up into the hall, and it's like a river. So you'd be swimming upstream, but it's not impossible.
All right.
With a clever
Gorrik?
mind, how can we do it?
Look, Lord, you're not strong enough, but please no offence, but you're not strong enough to swim up that current. Is there no other... I lost my ear. Is there no other way that you could maybe go up that? Could your expansive brain think of a way?
All right, Gork. Well, put your ear back on, and let's think for a minute.
Ding, 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 ding.
If I were a piece of flotsam and I had to make my way upriver, how would I do it? Well, I could just hop on your back, but do you think you're strong enough to carry me, Gorrik? Alone?
Don't
Swimming
know, my
upstream?
lord. Baby. Alright, I could try.
And he begins climbing the wall up into the river.
Grab onto my feet, my lord.
Is this river above us?
Yeah, it's sort of like up. Because you're underground. And he's going to do a strength test.
But no.
Oh, hey, 9, 10, 11. Oh, wait,
I see.
12. That's a critical.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
critical.
you lucked out. Because he's like,
Hold on.
and he begins swimming upstream as you do. And you're in sort of a tight little alleyway. And you're swimming a great deal of time as the frogs and the fish are swimming past you. It's this tight little underground river that you're continuing up along. And eventually you come to another sort of lip up after maybe 20 minutes of swimming. And as you swim up, he lifts and you enter a large chamber bathed in moonlight. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 statues surrounded this circular room. And as you swim up, you get onto the sort of large river, the large water portion, and then get up onto the land. In this circular room, it looks like the standing portion, not the water, but sort of the edge, is in the shape of a crescent moon. So it sort of starts thin on one end and then gets wide and then thin again, circling the room. And some of the statues are sitting in the water and some of the statues are sitting on the moon. You can also see outside from these small triangular windows, there's about 4 bringing moonlight in. The main moonlight is coming through one window, but the other 3 are also facing outside. And you see that this is sort of, you would surmise. Actually, give me an intelligence roll.
All right. Right away, are there any Knucklebones in the room?
No, it's empty.
Okay. All right, I got a 9 for intelligence.
Perfect. So as you take a look around, you surmise that this is actually probably, the moonlight that's coming in is probably from the top of the waterfall, and you're sort of in a small chamber just below that. And yeah, it's bathed in moonlight. One of the sort of square holes is bringing in water. The others have some vines going up that you could probably crawl out of if you needed to.
Do I know where this would lead, like on the outside?
The top of the waterfall, but you never saw the top of the waterfall, so you're not too sure.
Gotcha. All right. So you said there's 8 statues, 10 statues?
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 actually standing on the ground and 4 in the water.
It looks to be some sort of ritual chamber, Gorrik. Of some kind. Are they all in a circle?
Yeah, they're all on the outside of it.
Yes, they seem to be in a circle, my lord.
Is there anything differentiating the statues, or are they all identical?
They're all identical. Some of them are crumbled. Some of them are missing their heads. Some of them are missing almost completely. But of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are pretty much that are perfect, they look to all be the same.
Now, there are, you said 4 holes. 3 with vines, 1 with the water?
2 with vines, 1 just empty, and 1 with water pouring in. And they're sort of all facing the top area. You climb out of probably the vine one.
Right.
They're far too large to be lined up. These are probably 3 times the size of a man. They're massive stone statues.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we wouldn't be like... Yeah.
All right. Well, it seems to me... Now, the holes. Tell me about those holes. Are they just perfectly square?
No, sorry,
Or are they
triangles.
naturally?
They look like triangles. They're all
they're
chiseled
triangles.
into... This is all a beautifully designed area.
I see. And is there any moonlight coming in?
Yes,
Right now?
through the one that the water is flowing through, the moonlight seems particularly bright, and it seems like it's shining, sort of with a point.
And I look to that point. Where is it aiming?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be aiming anywhere particular right now.
Right. All right. Perhaps with time... Oh, good night, Michael and Brianna.
Good night, guys. Sleep tight.
Artrax says that out loud.
Yeah.
Good night, Michael and Brianna.
Gorrik, you don't even know who I'm talking about.
No, my lord.
That's all right. I appreciate you not thinking I'm some crazy old man who's off his rocker for just saying goodnight randomly to 2 people that you've never heard of. All right. I think I will climb those vines. Gorrik, give me a boost so I have to do less climbing and follow me up afterwards. I
And
want to
as
see
you
what's on top of this waterfall.
walk across the circular room, the water sort of bubbles a little bit, but nothing happens just yet. And he boosts you, at all. And he boosts you up towards the vines and climbs up after you. And you exit towards the top of the waterfall. You already hear the waterfall off to your left. You can hear it sort of flowing down. There's a large log stretching across the river. And this is sort of the top of the lake. And standing there, or rather erected out, and it's now nighttime, there's a huge moon in the sky, a waxing moon behind the statue. And you see a crumbling statue rising from the misty waters, its crescent blade held high above its head, sort of just like this. The rest of it sort of eroded away. And it looks like this statue can be turned as well. It's a massive statue, but the base sort of has a turning wheel.
How is the moon hitting it?
Right now, it's hitting it in such a way that it's sort of reflecting into one of those square or one of those triangle rooms. Give me an intelligence roll.
I will give you an intelligence roll.
Uh-oh.
It's an 8.
You hear 2 voices bickering loudly about the cold.
Well, I don't know about you, but I wasn't signing up for the cold when I joined the Knucklebones.
The other one says,
Yes, it's not like I wanted this. I thought we'd get a little bit of money out of this and a little bit of warm grub, not walking around the sides.
and there's basically come right up next to you. You see a man holding a torch and another man holding a sword and a shield as they sort of turn the corner and almost stumble into you. Oh, what are you doing here?
Ah, I overheard you. Basically, you sound as if you don't want to be here. Is that correct? You thought you were going to get paid?
They look towards each other. What? I won't
Well, I
you
can
pay,
tell you-
yes, but I'm here for any reason. I'm here to kill folks like you.
Well, you could kill me, but if you do kill me, then you definitely won't get paid. See, here's the problem. Gorrik, fetch the new bundle that we just put together. Remember the one that you did with the hatchet?
Oh, right.
And he turns around. He
So,
starts waving.
We've been
to a thing.
exploring this dungeon for a little while, and we actually had a bit of a run-in with someone who is a part of the Knuckleheads, who I believe, Knucklebones, rather, who you are with, apparently, I imagine. And unfortunately, we had to run him through. No, that's no, not that one, Gorrik. The other one. Anyways, we had to run him through, and so I believe he was your leader. Tall fellow, furry, horns. He's dead now.
Oh.
Yes, Gorrik.
My lord.
You still have it?
Yes, I think maybe the current must have taken... Wait. The current took it away.
Oh dear. Anyways,
But I do have this little hoof.
And Gorrik holds out like a tiny little wet human or were-stag hoof. It's about this big.
why do you have that?
I thought we would make good stock, my lord.
That or glue? I would have used it for glue. Anyways, here you go. This is your master's, or your current employer's hoof.
And they both look at it. Give me a charisma or deception. Well, charisma roll.
Charisma, I do assure you that he's very well dead, and if you do kill me now, then you will lose all chance of getting paid. But if you leave me alive, as I supremely hope you will, then there still remains a chance that you will get paid. But let us see here. That's a 12.
Okay, so you succeed, except they're like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, but our leader Dom is not a were-stag. He's a full human through and through. But I believe you, and I don't really want to fuck around here. And the other guy's, and he's like, so I'm out of here, and he runs away. The other guy is kind of like, yeah, I don't know, maybe a little bit of coin, and I'll leave.
All right. 10 silver pieces sound all right.
Yeah, that's perfect. And he takes it and runs away. So you're standing
Excellent.
below the crumbling statue that rises from the misty waters, and you're standing on the edge of the water. Again, it looks like there's a large wheel at its base that sort of turns it, and the crescent sort of weapon that it's holding in its hand is reflecting the moonlight into the windows that you just crawled out of.
Can the blade be removed?
It's far too big. It's like the size of 3 humans. It's
Okay.
massive. However,
But
give me an intelligence roll.
It looks like it can be turned, right? The statue can be turned?
Yes, but like it's like a big wheel. And it's like, it's like a huge thing.
Intelligence, 8.
Perfect.
Oh, wait, 9. 9.
Okay. You see up in the blade that there are names etched in the blade.
Look, Gorrik. Names.
Name?
They say that if you know someone's name, you have power over them. But true names hold power.
What's my name?
Your name's Gorrik, obviously.
Oh, right.
That's why I have power over you. That and the coin. Except you're not getting paid today, remember, because of your slight earlier today on the road.
I'm so sorry, my lord.
Well, I'll forgive you someday. All right, so there's names on this blade. Here, hoist me up. Let me see if I can get a closer look.
And you get a little bit closer, and you see the names are Erasme, Artemer, Sinon, Erix, Kyrene, Orani.
Oh, dear.
I'll type them out in chat.
Please do. I'm writing this down. Hold me steady, Gorrik. It's not easy to use pen and quill, or quill and parchment while I'm up here balancing on your head.
And
Hold
yeah,
still,
so
I say.
you write them down, and
And let me down now. Let me down. Let me down. All right. No. Stop holding me. Let me down. Let me down.
and he puts you down.
Oh, so sorry, my lord.
I'm fine now. The quicksilver is still taking its effect on me. I can still feel it. Oh, boy, what a rush that is. Anyways, yes, I've got some names here. What do they say again?
I'll
Bunch of things.
type them here.
They're being typed in the chat. Erasme, Artemur, Sinon, Oryx, Kirin, Urani. I'm going to do a lore check to see if I recognize any of them.
Perfect.
1 and 2, lore. That's a 11.
Perfect. Yeah, so you succeed. So you know that these, I mean, you surmise these are people of the moon cult. These are the moon priests. You know that a cult like this would have really dive deep into the books. You know that there's probably a library in this place that would guide you closer to understanding this puzzle. And that's
all
sort of
right.
as far as you can guess.
Well, Gorrik, we could stand here trying to figure this out, but I believe there's a library here, and if we can find it, then we'll have the answer right away. And I'd much rather find out the answer and know what I'm doing rather than just randomly guessing combinations to turning this statue. Don't you agree?
You're so smart, my lord.
And he
Yes,
jumps
I
down
am.
and he drops you into the water and begins kissing your feet.
They're so muddy.
Oh, Gorrik! Oh, no! You know my teeth, my teeth. Oh, I said teeth, not feet. It's so ticklish. Oh dear. Oh, stop it! Stop it!
All
All
right.
right, let's go find the library. There's still others trying to find the stone shard.
Correct. Sky Shard. Are you heading? How are you going back in?
Oh, well, I was thinking about just going down through the hole that I'd came up through, but maybe not.
Perfect.
Maybe there's another way.
You can do that. So Gorrik begins walking over to that hole, and begins like gesturing to go down.
Should I climb down, my lord?
Hold on, I'm going to take a look and see if there's a better way. Here we go. Lots of rolling. Oh, no, I believe this is the best way.
Well, you
Gorrik.
do remember that there was a door next to the original campsite that you decided not to go through. That doesn't mean anything, but that you already know that.
Right. No, I think we probably go back down this way.
Perfect. So you climb back down the rope vines, again through the stone windows that are chiseled into the hillside. And again, you enter the flooded chancel. Oh, shit. I forgot about that. Whatever. Easier for you.
Is there like
And
a
as
big boss battle here or something?
there was one that you missed at the stone. Oh, never mind. I mean, I did that purposely. Never mind. Nothing.
Right.
So as you enter back into this moonlit room, the bubbling from the water begins growing larger and larger, and 3 creatures raise from the water, and they are undead lycanthropes. One is sort of a werewolf, one is also sort of a were-stag, and one is a were-boar. And they're like... And they begin walking towards you and Gorgix.
All right. Lift me back up, out. I'm going to climb out of here again. You stay down here, and I will fire from above.
And as you do, Gorix runs up and snaps the twig. He's like,
I think I broke it.
as the 3 of them begin
Damn
coming
it.
towards you. And he's going to throw his spear. And 5, 6, 7. 8. Perfect. That's a hit with a partial success, and he's going to do 2. How many damage is spear? 3. So he throws his spear at the werewolf, and it like sinks into it. He's throws it out, and it's severely damaged. What are you doing?
All right, I'm going to pull out my magical item.
Ooh. Go for it.
And I'm going to activate it.
Perfect.
And I can feel the energy of the demon that flows through my veins. And what type of demon is this? What
You
type
tell
of
me.
element? No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the
sorry.
community. What do you guys see as this demon? It was encapsulated in a silver nut. And it's got a particular power.
The power of love?
Power of love.
Power of
Power
nut
of
cracking?
Hoodoo?
You do.
You do.
So they're deciding on that as these creatures attack us. Well, I
Yes,
guess one
so it
could
takes
be
me a
dead.
little bit of time to
Well, I'll say this. I'll say one definitely attacks our boy,
All right.
Gygax, with a
Hurry up,
2,
community.
which is perfect. So he totally misses that one. The other one attacks him again with a 6,
Oh no.
7, 8. So that hits. He's just doing claws, so it's just a d6.
Oh, I
Ooh,
like-
but he takes 6 points of damage.
Oh no.
He's at half health. Oh no, he's at less than half health because he had.
Gorrik.
So Gorrik gets really hurt.
Well, finally the demon erupts from my feet as vines. Black tendrils that move along the chancel floor. And they reach a lycanthrope and they sprout out, forming a sprigant-like creature, except it's completely black. And it raises a large Groot-like fist and bashes
Oh.
it down on the lycanthrope's head. For a whopping total of 6 points of damage.
I'm gonna say you can roll 3d6 if you want.
3d6. Oh, you think that's appropriate for here? Oh, the vines.
Yeah.
Vines. All right, so I'll roll one more. So 5 plus 2, so 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage kills one. Tell me how.
Oh, the vine just connects straight with its head, and the Groot arm just goes down, down, crushing the lycanthrope underneath, like stomping on a can of Coke. An
Like
empty
stomping
can of
on
Coke.
a jelly belly.
Not a jelly belly.
Fantastic. And you do that, and it's horrendous, and it squishes it, and the water begins turning red in the moonlight, and the other lycanthrope looks and he's like, "Arr." And it's now top initiative order because they attacked. Oh no, that last one is going to attack you, although you killed it. So let's just say, what's his name
It
has a
should be,
chance to go
what's his
again
name? Gorrik.
at 10 plus, so 13, and he hits with a 6, 7. So he hits with 7 damage. So he kills one, and there's only one remaining, and he begins walking towards you. So you can also do like unarmed and stuff, eh?
Right, yes. Or what I do instead for my attack, and let me know if you're cool with this, I'll be like, Gorrik! Quit lollygagging around and stab this one that's coming at me! It's getting closer!
Sure. And he's like so
So I'll do like a
exhausted.
charisma roll to see if he'll attack again.
Go for it. Do it. He's so loyal. He's gonna do it anyway. But he's so tired. He's like, okay.
So I got a 8.
Yeah, he does it. So he's like, okay. And he hits for 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, he hits. And he does only 2 points of damage, but this is the one that was already hurt by him, and it dies. So this kills them. So describe how Gorrik kills this last one.
So this lycanthrope is getting closer and closer to Artrax, and Artrax has his back up against a wall. He's like, "Ah, no, no, no!" And as the lycanthrope opens its mouth, a spearhead pokes through, stopping an inch away from Artrax's face. And then
the body of the lycanthrope gets sent to the side,
So good.
and Gorrik is there,
He's like,
panting.
did I do good, my lord?
You did your job!
Right.
And you turn over and you hear a whistling wind from the southernmost statue, and you notice that there's actually an area behind it that's a passageway to the rest of the labyrinth. And
Look, Gorrik! A pathway.
Oh, let's go.
and you move around the crescent sort of floor, and you head to the statue, and you enter into a corridor with tall beams on it. There's about 6 beams walking down, and it heads to the right and to the left.
Lycanthropes, stagmen, mercenaries and hired goons and owls. I think you should go first, Gorrik.
So to the left, you see a sort of archway, and beyond it, you see a bright light and this crackling sound of fire. To the right, it sort of turns a little bit off, and you can't see where it goes. Oh, and to the left, sorry, it looks like there's an archway, but it also looks like it juts off to the right.
I look for any signs marking on the walls, directions. Like, left is to the mess hall, forwards is to the library.
You don't see anything like that, but you can give me an intelligent roll to sort of get your bearings, maybe?
I will get my bearings with intelligence alone. 9.
Okay. You surmise that the right is probably the path up from where the owl first met you. But it looks like it juts off to another direction from there as well.
All right.
And to the left would be deeper into the dungeon.
I'm going to go down the path toward the owls.
Perfect. Give me a dexterity roll.
Dexterity. Let's see what I get. Dexterity. I get a 9 plus 1 is a 10.
Oh, good job. So as you're walking, do you take the lead or does Gorrik take the lead?
I will probably take the lead here. 'cause I'm
Perfect.
fed
So
up with Gorrik.
you walk, and as you do, you're really happy, and then you feel the floor give out beneath you. Just as you sort of barrel roll forward, and it reveals a bunch of silvered spikes below in this pit trap that just opened. And Gorik's like standing on this side like,
Oh my lord.
All right. You see that, Gorrik? That there was a trap that was clearly laid out for people like you and me. But luckily, I was wise enough to have... Oh, bother. No, you take the lead from now on, Gorrik.
You did so good, my lord. You should
know,
really be the leader.
Well, I think maybe, perhaps I need a break.
and he's like, all
No,
right,
you
and he
can-
sort of like squeezes along the side of it because there's like a foot on the side that it's open, and he comes around and he's like,
I'll take the lead from here on out.
and as you continue down the hallway, you turn left and you see straight ahead, it goes down a set of stone steps to the owl room that you sort of came from, but it also cuts off to the right and you hear some voices.
Voices. Oh, shh. I shouldn't say that out loud.
Oh, right. What do you want
make
to
them-
do?
Can you make them out, Gorrik?
They sound like human.
Human, eh? I'm gonna try to make out what they're saying.
Sure.
That's a 10 for intelligence or wisdom.
Okay, and yeah, you hear 2 voices, and one says, lift with your back, please. And the other says, I'm trying to lift with my legs. That is how you're supposed to do it. No, lift with your back. It's how you do things stronger. Now, on the count of 3, let's do it. Now, do not talk to me. On the count of 2, we'll do it. Not these 3. When we do 3, it keeps going on. Now, listen to me. We want to get at the treasure, don't we? Now, we need to be smart about this.
I don't like the sounds of those people or their accents.
Oh.
Nothing against whoever created those accents. Let's go to the owls.
Perfect. So yeah, you head down the steps to the owls, and they're still there, and they're like, "Who? Oh, it's you. What's up?"
We're just wondering where the library is.
Oh, library. Go back the way you came,
Yep.
and then head to the end of that hallway, and then take a right, and then I think it's down some
is that
steps.
way? I told you it was that way. Gorrik, thank you very much.
And-
here. And I gesture for Gorrik to hand over some more jerky.
Here's the jerky, my friends. I love owls.
Get back, go
Sorry.
And he hands them the jerky, and yeah. So you head back down the hallway.
It's a good thing that when we were picking up provisions, we decided to get endless
All
amounts
the
of
big
jerky.
It's like the hunter's thing, man. It's like the best. It's like preserved and salty and delicious.
course.
Lots of protein.
It is.
So you head back down the hallway, past the trap,
Past the trap.
and yeah,
Back.
you see again ahead of you. There is the sort of bright fire at the end of the hallway behind an archway. But to the right, you see a dark corridor, the corridor that he was telling you about that leads to the library.
All right, let us go this way.
And as you begin
Now,
walking
quiet.
down,
We are going to a library.
Right.
and as you begin walking down, you see that it's filled with spider webs. Thick webbing sort of lines the sides and the tops, and a dark, ominous glow, purple-pink glow, is illuminated from the end of this hallway.
I don't like the feel of it in here, my lord.
Why not? It's perfectly comfortable. I do think. And this is just the hall you're talking about?
Yeah, towards the end of it.
I'm going to observe. Maybe, perhaps there was another trap.
Okay.
I'm going to take another look around.
Yeah, give me an intelligence roll.
Must be careful in these, as you saw earlier. All right, I got 11.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, you can tell there are no traps along here. There's a glow at the end of this hallway, or at the end of this hall towards the room, and it's sort of filled with like a pink purpley light, but that's about all you can tell.
Wonderful. So I just keep going. There's no trap. I feel confident about that.
Perfect. So you enter in, and the webbing begins thicker and thicker. And as you do enter this room, you smell sort of foul, rank, rotting odor. And you hear a large movement in the corner. And from the corner, you look up and you see a large spider crawling across the ceiling, slowly approaching you. And it will attack.
No! Let's try to position myself behind Gorrik.
With an 8, which is going to hit. And it's going to do 4 damage to you.
No!
And it jumps down on you and it pins you to the ground, sticking both of its legs into your shoulders, and it begins snapping at you.
No! 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 Gorrik! Get it off me! Get it off! And I'm fumbling around in my pocket trying to get that other bottle of Quicksilver.
Yeah, and you grab it. You can feel it.
All right, grabbing onto it, I say, let's hope this helps. And I try to chug it in between the spider snapping at me.
Okay, and you can. Let's see. So you need to do a con roll to take its
Yes.
negative effects. So give me a Constitution roll. Add your Constitution modifier.
Ooh, I got a 1 and a 2.
Oh, that's bad. I don't know what the negative effects are, though. Doesn't say.
Why don't we say that I lose health, or
No, I don't want you to lose health. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't even say. It just says. It says if you drink more Quicksilver doses than your level, you must attempt to resist its negative effects with a con roll. It doesn't say what Quicksilver's negative effects are though. So let's just say you take damage.
All right.
So 1d6 damage. So you're gonna take
I'm probably
3 points.
Die.
How much do you have left?
I got 3 points left.
Are you perfect? So you take your Quicksilver. I'm gonna let you cast before you die.
All right. So I chug the Quicksilver and I get this burst of energy and power, and this time it is the spirit of
Christmas.
It's the spirit of Christmas that flows through me, and it charges with a galloping sound on rooftops into the spider, and it starts getting pounded from several directions, from imaginary hooves that are smacking against it. And it begins to fold in, but it doesn't look like I'm going to kill it. And as my eyes are getting weaker and weaker as the spirit leaves me, there's a few things that spew out of my mouth. I say, "Hey, I hope you're not afraid of spiders, Gorrik. Down came our tracks, washed Gorrik out. Gorrik, do your job, damn it! I didn't think Shelob was into books. She loves them. Smart ass. Wait, can't owls eat spiders? I guess they can eat anything that's small enough. Oh, how about a parliament? I arachnid dot see that coming. Oh, snap. Maybe they don't know how the legs wiggle. Can we spend XP to revive? What did that even mean? I'm a funkadelic man myself, Carly. So, Tom Hanks, yeah, pound that spider and make it
as
smell
you
like apple
riff off
cinnamon.
all the one-liners, Gorrik watches you die, and he's like, no, and he grabs his dagger and he turns around and he plunges it up into the arachnid's belly. Oh wow, double sixes. I'm gonna call that a maximum damage. So that's 7 damage, and he stabs it up into its stomach, and rips it as the spider dies over top of the two of you, and your lifeless body is lying there. And for a moment, he begins crying, and someone spent XP. Colin will give XP to save Artrax. So Gorax cries over the dead body of his master, and he says, no, not like this. He turns around and he reaches into his backpack and he starts pulling in all these cups, and he eventually grabs this silver mug, and he turns, and in the center of this room there's a cauldron filled with sort of a glowing pink purpley liquid, and he takes the mug and he dips it in and he says, I hope this works. And he walks over to his master and he pours it down his throat and like massages it down, and he starts glug, 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 and the sort of light from it continues, and you feel yourself awakening, Artrax.
Dexter? Dex, where are you? Come home, Dex. Where?
You're back, my lord.
And he throws his arms around. He's like,
I knew you wouldn't leave me without saying goodbye.
thank you, Colin, by the way. Well done, Colin, for using some XP.
Thank you, Colin. Colin Burkhart?
Yeah, you would have had half an hour to roll up a brand new character. And he rolls over, and you can take full health back.
Sweet, thanks.
And he's like, Gorgax is like leaning over you, crying, like,
I didn't know what to do without you, my lord.
Oh, well. Could just keep doing your job. But no. Gorrik. You did good. You did real good, Gorrik.
And Gorrik stands up over the dead spider and begins sobbing uncontrollably. In this room, you see like a chest, and there's gold in it. There's 30 gold pieces, or silver pieces, I should say. 30 silver pieces.
30 silver pieces. I will take them.
Yep.
And this isn't the library yet?
No, so there's another archway in this room, smaller, with steps leading down.
All right. We've got some money, and Gorrik, I said that I wouldn't pay you anything today, but since you saved my life and all, I would like you to have this. Consider it a tip. And I give him 1 silver piece.
And he eats it. And he's like chewing it, and it's like hurting his teeth so much. He's like, this is the weirdest food. His like teeth are splintering.
This is why I'm reluctant to pay you.
The thin archway rather, carries a set of stone steps down to a well-lit room. And as you head down the stairs, you see the Library of Stars.
Are there actually stars in here?
You look up, and yeah, the whole ceiling is painted with little bright lights.
Little bright lights. Well, I suppose we should start looking for a very important book. I'm going to do an intelligence roll on this area. I've been in my fair share of libraries, Gorrik. And I know the Dewey Decimal System like the back of my butt.
Dewey?
See if I can find my way around here like a kid in a candy store cart. 2d6s. Just gonna
Correct.
roll these dice, Gorrik. Oh, and I got a 7 plus 2, so a 9.
Yeah, you
Do I
see
any important books?
You do. You see a book that's open, and it's sort of sitting on a pedestal amongst others, but it catches your eye, and as you walk over, you read the passage that's open, and it says, "When Artemer is drowned in moonlight, the treasury shall open."
Ah! Well, that's quite simple, I say, as I close the book. How heavy's the book?
Not too bad.
I gesture for Gorrik to turn around. A gesture I've practiced many times. And I
And he
reach into
turns
one of the backpacks that he's got slung to his back, and I shove the book in, weighing him down a little bit more.
Oh, thank you, my lord.
Thank
do we
you,
do now?
Gorrik.
I don't understand.
Now, we have to go bathe Artemer in moonlight.
Perfect.
Follow me. And we start heading back to the chamber.
Roll a 1d6.
I will do that. I will roll my 1d6. I got a 1. Is that good or bad?
Perfect. Yeah. So, which way are
Is
you
it
going
good or
back
bad?
up?
Yep.
There's another door in this room.
Oh, okay.
Are you heading back up the way you came, or are you going through that door?
I think I would have just gone the way I came.
Perfect. So as you're heading back up the stairs, you feel something. You start growing hair on your arm.
Oh. What color is it?
It's thick and gray. It looks like wolf hair. And Gorrik sort of stops.
My lord, what is that?
Oh, it looks like I've fallen ill. Some sort of lycanthropy spell, let's see.
And as you say that, your nose turns black like a wolf's nose. Bonk!
Tell me, Gorrik, is my nose black right now?
Oh, and your teeth. What big teeth you have.
Ah, yes. So it's a lycanthropy spell. Quickly, I'm going to do a lore check
Yes.
to see if I know how to counteract this. It's rather obvious. We start getting hair. Oh, I rolled as poorly as I possibly could have. 2
No,
ones.
you can't tell. And as you're ascending the steps, your leg turns into a wolf leg.
How much silver do you have, Gorrik?
Me? None on me. Well, just the one.
And he pulls out like little bits of silver from his teeth.
Did you want it back?
No, I believe that I don't want any silver anymore. In fact, you should have this. And I reach into my pocket and I pull out the silver nut. And I hand it to him.
Thank you, my lord.
No, don't eat it. Stop eating silver.
All right.
And he puts it in his pocket.
Gorrik,
Maybe it was the juice I gave you.
And he walks over, now that you're in the second room again, he sort of walks over to the large chamber and says,
Do you think this was...
and he looks over, and looking at the spider on the ground, it looks like it was a were spider, that it was actually once a human as well.
It seems to be turning the people. Maybe that stagman was a guy too.
Interesting. Well, I wonder whether or not... Oh! Perhaps being a werewolf wouldn't be so bad. I mean, if the were-stag was still able to keep control of his wits, perhaps I'll be able to keep control of mine, as
But
one of my
this-
ears pops out into a large ear.
But this spider didn't seem to have so much luck.
No, it didn't, did it? Well,
We need to
as I
move
say-
quickly, my lord.
And he like puts his arm around you.
We need to get you well.
Now, what did I say about you leading the...
And he begins
Oh,
pulling you
dear.
down the hallway, and he's like, and you are back in the main chamber, and he's like,
Maybe if we get you the sky shard.
and as he begins walking towards the passage to the Crescent Moon room, he sort of stops and says,
Gosh, that room over there is as bright as the sun.
he says, and sort of stops. The last archway at the end of the hallway that you haven't really looked at has that burning light, and it's extremely bright.
Oh, the moon. Wait, is that... The moon is burning?
No, this is
I
the
see.
end of the hallway. There was like an arch, and there was like a red, fiery sunlight type.
Ouch. Let us run past it, perhaps?
It burns you a bit, but it feels good too.
Oh. I kind of like it. Should I, like, does it feel good in a way that makes me want to move towards it?
Give me an intelligence roll, or whatever you want. Wisdom's better, actually.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
Alright, I got 10.
Yeah, it feels like this might be a healing light.
Alright. Oh, listen, Gorrik, I'm going to go towards this light. It feels like it's going to make me all better.
No, my lord, no.
And he's like trying to stop you and like tug frivolously on your shirt.
You can't stop me now, Gorrik. I'm a big bad werewolf, and you can't stop me.
No. And as you're walking down, you enter a room, and in the center of the floor, rather than all the crescent moon, this has a sort of burning sun emblem, and in the center is a bright fire. It's burning in a cauldron, and as you stand around it, you're bathed in light, and all of a sudden your hair begins to shrink, and your arms begin to grow back to human, and your leg begins to pop back, and your nose becomes human again, and all of a sudden you're all human as Gorrik runs and says, No, my lord! And he like gets down on his knees and he starts kissing your feet. He's like, my lord, I missed you so much.
No! Stop! There's enough foot kissing for one day.
As you... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I seem to have reverted back to a human.
The healing power of the sun, my lord.
And as he's like talking, you hear a clacking. And you turn, and sort of at the north end of this hallway, you see skeleton walk out. And then another. And then another from the other side. And 4 skeletons walk into this room, each with a blade drawn.
Let's run. And I book it down the hallway.
Sure, give me a dexterity roll.
I will do that.
And he'll do the same.
Three,
6. Oh, yeah, he's good.
Oh, I got a 6.
He got like 11. So he runs, because you said let's run. And you're stuck behind. And I'm going to say one has a short bow and it's going to take a shot at you.
Doing.
With a miss. So it fires and it hits the stone beside you. And I'm going to say you can still run. So the two of you are running in the hole. Oh, my lord! And you run and you duck into the crescent-shaped room again.
Yes.
Perfect. And you enter this room, and it's, again, bathed in moonlight with all the statues around it in a circle.
What now, my lord?
Now we bathe Artemis in light. Now, how do we do that? We've got to get back up those vines.
And you run over, and the vines are broken, but Gorrik's motivated, pulls a statue over, like puts a broken statue head at the bottom, and he pushes, come below, he like helps you up as the two of you begin climbing up, and you're now out into the open area above.
Good work, Gorrik. We're back out in the open area. Now we've got to figure out how to turn that wheel. Come! And I run towards you.
Yeah, and you begin walking towards, but this time it seems different. There's like a mist sitting on the water, and you hear a sound. Give me a Constitution roll.
Oh dear. This is not what I was hoping for. I got a 6.
Okay. So you succeed. Oh no, you fail.
I fail.
So you hear,
Beneath the moonlight I do dwell. My voice is heaven, but my eyes are hell. You dare enter my lakeside home? Another wolf without its bone.
and as you look over to the side, you see a hag leaning out from a tree. Oh, and I'll give him a con roll too. Oh, nice. 11.
Gorik's
12.
carrying this
So,
ledger.
yeah, Gorrik is like, "No, my lord, snap out of it!" And he like slaps you really hard. And as you sort of lock eye, and before you realize it, you're actually like inches away from the hag already. And he like pulls you back, and you splash in the water. He's like, "No, my lord, we must stick with our plan." And he turns and pushes you toward, and then he draws his sword and runs towards the hag. And he's taking on the hag while you fight while you try to turn the statue.
Oh. Nobody slaps me. That's coming out of your pay, I say as I push myself up and go towards the...
Yeah, so what are you turning the statue towards?
towards Artemis.
So you're turning it so what? The moonlight hits Artemis?
Yeah.
Perfect. So give me a strength roll.
All right, I'll do that.
This is called World of Dungeons, by the way.
Oh no, I got 3.
So yeah, you try to push as hard as you can, but you can't. And you see in the background Gorik's like slice something. His blood sort of flies up. He's like, "Oh, you're doing it, my lord!" And he gets like hit. He's like, "Oh!" And then he like goes back. He's like, "Oh!" And he keeps attacking. And he's fighting, but he looks like he's losing against the hag.
If I was a werewolf, this would be easier. Can I try again?
Yeah.
Oh, a 4. Come on.
So you're trying to push again. If anyone wants to give him XP, you can help. And you see again the hag hits him, and he falls down in the water, and he looks like he's clinging to life. Gorrik, he's like crawling in the water. He's like, "My lord, I can't hold her off much longer." And he turns around, and he's gonna try one more time. And you can try one more time.
All right.
Oh, that's much better.
Oh, that's much better. Okay, so I got a 10.
Perfect. XP for random burst of strength for Justin. So it wasn't needed, so you can save that, Chris. But you succeed, and you turn it, and you see the beam of light shifting based on where you were, and you can guess that it's turning towards Artemis. How are you figuring out which of these statues that don't have any labels are Artemis, though?
An old story that I read as a boy.
No, there are pieces here that you can figure it out.
So the names that are on the sword
Yes.
are in a particular order.
Correct.
And I'm lining
More
up
importantly, the sword is a crescent moon sword.
Yes, exactly. So the crescent moon like determines where they are based on the crescent moon.
Exactly. Okay, so yeah. So basically you turn the statue so that the light is being beamed in and it's reflecting on the statue that matches the name, and you sort of hear a rumbling deep within the catacombs, and you turn just to see Gorrik's cut off the head of the hag, and he's like clinging to life. He's like, "Let's go, my lord." And he kind of takes you and he grabs you, and you run to the edge of the river, and you dive off the waterfall, and you go splashing down the first level, splashing down the second, to the third, to the fourth, as you go down the river you came to, and you see this sickly wizard Michael Keaton sitting on the edge. He's like, "How's it going, boys?" And you continue down, you splash down past the owls, and then you continue past, and you splash down into the final chamber that you met the were stag in, and you roll out towards the door, and it opens. And they're bathed in this glowing pink light in sort of a claw of an owl. You see the sky shard up a set of stone steps.
Wow.
Oh, you did it, my lord.
And the two of you sort of walk towards the sky shard.
What do we do?
Did. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, well, you got blood on my spider silk
Oh,
gown.
I'm so sorry, my lord. What do you know
right.
about this, my lord?
Give me a lore roll.
I will do that. My goodness. It seemed like it would be so easy to... Oh, I got a 5.
Yeah.
Fucking rolls.
So you can't tell anything.
Can I
about
use
it.
that roll from Chris?
Sure, why not? So, Chris, we are going to take that XP and we're going to use it. And you
Thanks.
succeed on your lore roll.
Oh,
So,
okay.
looking at it, you realize that whoever holds this shard is granted immortality, but would be plagued by nightmares that may or may not have worse consequences.
Do we really want to give this to the king?
I don't know, my lord.
Well, I mean, the King Leopold is a good king. We haven't had a good king, and until him, basically.
Maybe, but my friend Porrick in the woods, he would do such a better job.
Oh, as being a king. I guess Porrick would be a good king. All right. Well, let's take it. And yeah, get the duffel bag.
And he walks over and sort of holds the duffel bag open, and with a stick you push the sky shard into it. The bright light sort of dimming as you zip it shut. And Gorrik sort of turns to you and says,
Well, old tracks, we're on to next.
Well, I suppose we should bring this back to King Leopold, get our money, and go find ourselves the finest quicksilver bar in all of the land.
Sounds good to me, my lord.
Daventry is the name of the land.
That's right.
and as Gorax and Artrax begin to leave and scoop up 50 silver pieces each as they walk out past the dead bodies they killed, they realize that today was a pretty good day. And we're going to end it there, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey ho!
This was Temple of the Moon Priests. Now, my favorite part, which I've been really excited for, and I'm going to share it with you too, Justin. As I said, this is a one-page adventure. This is what I was using to look at. So everyone can take a few minutes to look at this, and you can kind of get a layout of everything that I was showing and talking about and what you guys were experiencing as we were doing it. And I'll walk you through it. How do I share this? Screen share. Let's do this. So they should be able to see my screen here. So if you don't want to look at the thing and you want me to take you through what we were doing, check this out. So we started here, down in the left side to town. You can see across the road there's a sickly wizard that waits at the Knucklebones campsite, practicing his illusion. You can see that to the left there was this big waterfall, where you could see two of the Knucklebones are trying to raise the portcullis in this room, because it's there's coins behind it. Down here is where you guys went in. Are you watching my screen, Justin?
Oh, yep.
Okay, I'll walk you through it. So this is where you guys came in. You'll see the Snowy Owl's nest here in the Flood and Nave. This is where you guys got out first, but rather than go up the stairs, you decided to continue down. Down here is the leader of the Knucklebones, now a werestag after drinking from the moon font, is vainly trying to open the magically locked treasury door. Then you guys swam back up here. You can see this door is magically locked. Swam back up here to this room, which was the crescent moon area, where undead lycanthropes come out. Then you climb up here, dealt with these two guys who are a rival adventuring company, the Knucklebones. They've staked out the temple, and two of them are searching the lake shores, bickering loudly. You got the names, and then you came back down here into this room where a foul were-spider squats inside the chamber. And the waters of the moon font transform the drinker into a random lycanthrope until the next dark of the moon. I just made you wait. Then you came down here to the library, and then you came all the way back up to this room, the fire room with the skeletons. You came back up to this, the moon hag that haunts the riverside beneath the statue. Those who listen to her eerie rhymes are driven mad. To make this door open to the Sky Shard. You can see down here, it says the Sky Shard. Whoever holds the shard of moon stuff is granted immortality, but is plagued by nightmares that come to life and breed as moonlings. The shard could save the dying king, but usher in an age of horror. That is the one-page adventure Temple of the Moon Priest. How cool is that, though?
That is very cool. That like is just included as like a one-shot or what?
This was created by Will Doyle and Stacey Allen for a contest called One Page RPG, and basically there are hundreds of these. This one won the best one of 2017, but there are like tons of them. I downloaded tons of them. They're all free too. So what I want to do is I want to do a series of one-shot dungeons using the World of Darkness series. World of Dungeons series, sorry, because it's so easy, so quick, and they're great little micro dungeons. How fun is that?
That's great. That was a lot of fun. It felt like we rolled a lot more than we normally do, right?
I know, because it's actually a rule system, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So I ran that.
Great.
I played that with my friend Rob at Fan Expo, who ran it fantastically. But one of the things I loved about his game, which was so cool, is, as I said, he did it in a gauntlet style. So basically there were 6 tables with 6 different games, and he ran them. He ran his game in 1 hour sections. So Chris and I played this, actually. And we entered the same way you did. We went all the way down. We got to the werestag fight, and basically the hour was up. Like, we didn't even get to all of this. But it was such a great idea. But what he was doing, get this, is because the tables were constantly rotating, is he would leave the last adventuring party in the temple. Because it was sort of a Thunder Run type, like, everyone wants to get the gem. So, like, when the next table would come along, they would be encountering the adventures from the previous table.
That's so cool.
I thought that was so smart. So shout out to Rob for doing that. And shout out to Will and Stacy for writing this. I thought it was such a fucking awesome, cool adventure. So, I really want to continue running those as sort of a new one-shot series, just called One Shot Dungeon or something. But I figured I'll just title them based on what they are, and we'll make a series of them after. So this was Temple of the Moon Priests, but the night's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. Not until we do the endgame post, or endgame XP. Justin, you took a lot of advice from the stream. What do we got? Who did you like tonight?
Ooh, that's a really good question, boy. Langdon Plaster.
Yeah?
Langdon Plaster had some really good suggestions, some cool ideas, and was active the majority of the night, so...
Perfect. Langdon, well done. You win, buddy. Well done. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out. So sorry to Jo, who couldn't be with us tonight. I know she's really feeling down about it. But I hope you guys had a good time. We had a great time. And we will see you next week with a brand new adventure. I hope I'm going to feel okay for next week. I'm having my surgery on Tuesday, so we'll see what happens.
I hope so too. If not, we will
we'll figure something out.
Honestly, I'm gonna just double down on learning the system, which it's pretty easy as it is, and I might just do a one-shot dungeon because I read this 30 minutes before we started. Like, it was so easy and it felt so complete. It felt so detailed and it didn't feel hard. You know what I mean? It was like still had
it's
a
kind
little
of perfect for us because we don't need it to be extensive.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
But having something that we could fall back on
is
really
so
did
good.
help.
Yeah. So we might just run this. Maybe I'll run it all fucked up and shit. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a fantastic night. And as my buddy Justin always likes to say,
We'll see you around the table.
ooh, a classic. We'll see you around the table, guys. Good night.